All right, we're live here once again in your head wrestling radio. I'm the internet icon, the pride of the pilgrims, the most honest man in all of podcasting, battling Jackie Jones along with
The Flea. It's me. It's me. It's the Flea.
we have opened the forbidden door. Has been opened once again, and we are bringing in the Flea from over at Without Your Head, also known as Terrible Troy.
Indeed, it is. Welcome,
Yeah.
Jack. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm pretty worn out after that. That was quite a show. That was craziness.
So I was playing an old Jackie Jones original theme there, and I noticed it's very cool. There's a lot of people there from the Hetty vs. Past are still with us, but if people out there would like to be part of that opening, all you gotta do, send in a photograph, a picture, as the kids say, not a dick pic, but a picture of you holding a sign of some sort that says Hettyverse in your head, something to show your support for the show, and we'll put together a new opening with all the current fans.
Can you
of
get
the
a picture?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
however you want to do it. Whatever you want to do, as long as it's not going to kick us off, get us kicked off.
Well, that one might. I don't know. Depends.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So we are here to talk about Forbidden Door. You know, they announced this show, and even old man Bob Cook out there, and he won't get mad at me saying this. He's an old curmudgeon. He's a grumpy old man. But even he puts up these damn wrestling fans today. AEW announces a pay-per-view. They sold 10,000 tickets. And before the show even starts, they're like, it's going to be too long and has too many matches. And I was like, I know, Bob Cook. This is the fans of today. They go in wanting to hate something.
Yep, for the dumbest reasons.
Yes,
I could see if you've never seen a match with Swerve Strickland and you hate the guy and you're like, I don't want to see this guy ever wrestle again. Or, if at every AEW pay-per-view half the matches are terrible. Why do I want to watch 10 terrible matches and then 5 decent matches?
Right. If you just do not like it.
Yeah, yep. And that's fine. But and their track record at all the pay-per-views, for me anyway, are you'll get about 50% really, really good matches, maybe excellent matches. And then the rest of them are great matches.
Yeah.
And then you get a few that are amazing matches.
Yeah, I think for me, it's hard to argue that the AEW pay-per-views don't always deliver. Mm-hmm. But the idea that you're like, I want less for my money. Yeah. I don't want all that stuff. I want, and then they just keep repeating the same thing. We want 5 matches. And I'm like, well, why?
I don't think at any show ever there's been 5 matches. So. Like when there was the big, when Crockett had the thing going on.
A lot of those
those were like 10 or 12 matches, weren't they?
Yeah, really only until the current WWE PLEs are usually 5 or 6 matches. Oh. But the difference is, and I'm not even here to shit on WWE. Right. The difference is WWE's PLEs are $3 a month or $5 a month for the whole thing on a network.
Oh, okay.
The AEW pay-per-views, you're asking people to pay $50 for the one show. Yep. So you can't. I mean, you could, I guess, but put on 5 match and 2-hour show. But what you get that
rent them.
Yeah, you get that every week on Dynamite. You get and Collision. So the AEW pay-per-view and their fans are wanting to see actual matches. So you want them to be special. Mm-hmm. You don't want it to be like, I'm just paying $50 for a Dynamite.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I want to see 6 matches. And see, I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm so out of the loop.
Yeah. And I think
whenever I get a pay-per-view, it's usually either AEW or New Japan or
right.
And there's 10, 12 14 matches, and I feel like I've gotten my money's worth when I watch them.
Yeah, and AEW now has been around 5 years, so if you hate it, like, you probably be like, okay, I'm not watching it. But I don't really understand if you really don't like matches and a long show and long matches, why you would buy a $50 pay-per-view to begin with, or you are stealing it. Why would you take your time to pirate something that you know you're not going to like? There's a lot of other things you could do with your time.
Yep. Yeah, if
5 hours, you can't lie to me. You can't lie to me and tell me, oh, I was skipping around the channels, because you can't skip around the channels and land on the pay-per-view. And you can't tell me that you watched it after it was over and you fast forwarded to bits because you were watching it live. You were commenting on it live. So unless you're a time travel, you are a liar.
Yep. Yeah, unless it's Kang the Conqueror telling you this, don't believe him. Don't buy it. And again, like you say, like 4 hours and then 5 hours with the buy-in. Like,
yeah, it's like 6 hours.
If you know you don't like it, then why would you waste 5 hours of your time?
Right, man. You just sit there, I hate this. I'm like, okay, well, don't watch it. I mean, there's lots of stuff I don't like. I don't sit there and watch them for hours.
Yeah. Especially something you paid $50 to see.
Right. And but there's a guy, and I'm not picking on the dude. He is entitled to his opinion as a guy in the group. He posts absolutely nothing but complete hatred for AEW. That's all he ever posts. Why are you then taking 6 hours of your time to watch a show that you hate with every fiber of your being?
It's not anything that I would do.
You AEW fans are losers. But me sitting here for 6 hours to watch something I hate, that is super cool.
Yep, that's way cool.
That is very good use of my time.
With the Lord of the Rings series, the one on Amazon Prime. Like, so it's 10 or 12 episodes. And I watched 2 and it got really stupid and I stopped watching it. So maybe it got great near the end, but I'll never know because I stopped watching it.
Yeah, and this isn't 1982 or 1987. Back we didn't have the internet. We had 3 channels, maybe 4 or 5 channels. So you sat and you're like, well, I guess I'm gonna watch Major Dad because it's what's on. I'm gonna watch She's the Sheriff and all these shows that not necessarily terrible, but they're just shows that exist for something to be on for half hour. Today, there's like 8,000 channels. There's DVR, there's on demand, there's the internet. There's so much stuff that there is no reason to sit and watch something that you going in know you're going to hate.
Yep, absolutely.
So whatever. I'm not saying you have to love the show. I just, especially a pay-per-view though. What else do you think is going to be on the pay-per-view but matches?
Yeah. Of the people that work for the company.
Right. Like why aren't there? Yeah. Why isn't Baron von Raschke on here wrestling Das Wunderkind Alex Wright? That would be the forbidden door.
Yeah. Yep.
We finally get to see the battle of the 1980s German versus the 1990s German. Alex Wright versus Baron von Raschke.
All right, I dig it. I'm down.
So this show opened up, huge crowd. Another thing, this is to me is the proof that you need that a long show. It's not killing the audience. They didn't hate it. It didn't ruin for them because the final match, 6 hours into the show, they were going apeshit.
Oh my God, the ending of that match, like you haven't seen a group of people so into something. Like they were completely invested in this product the entire show. And like, yeah, it didn't start off super loud because not everybody found their seats yet.
Oh yeah, because you have the pre-show. It's before everyone's sitting down before they're there.
But as it progressed, like the crowd got louder and louder and more into it.
So we had I really did miss this match because I was making a cup of tea. It was Kyle Fletcher versus Serpentico, and it was over while I was out boiling water. So I think it was just a quick squash.
I didn't even know that match existed. So it must have started before 7 o'clock then.
Yeah, it started 6:30.
Oh, okay. So no, yeah, because when I got in, it was already just starting the 4-team match. You know, the 4-way tag team match.
Yeah, no, that was the next match. So you just missed
okay.
this one.
So
this match was literally like a minute.
Oh, okay. I take it Fletcher must have beat the shit out of Serpentico.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I heard the match starting. I was boiling water. Before the water was boiled, it was over. So it was a minute.
Oh, okay.
And then I heard the Kyle Fletcher one.
Oh,
I think it was Kyle Fletcher anyway. It was someone, and I know they beat Serpentico. But then the next match,
Serpentico.
Yeah, the next match was the 4-way match. It was with the United Kingdom, House of Black, Kyle O'Reilly, and Ishii versus Private Party.
That was really good. I enjoyed that one a lot. It was nice because it seemed like everybody got to put in their stuff. It was nice to see like Ishii with the no cell was great because like he's like a little fire plug. He's probably, what do you think, 5'6" maybe? With no neck at all,
right.
And they just pound on him and he just keeps on chugging along. Like, yep, what are you gonna do?
Like
and it was great because Gabe Kidd was in that one. He was tagging with Adam. What's that?
Adam! Roderick Strong.
Yeah. And they made a wicked good team, and they didn't get along, and that was fun. And then I thought like the Gabe Kidd with
my
Brody
first time
King
seeing Gabe Kidd
was
very impressive.
Yeah, yep. Like I said, real physical guy. Like he'll take as good as he gives and gives as good as he takes. Just I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good match.
Yeah, it was shorter than I expected, but again, it's before the actual pay-per-view starts, so I get that. But it was it was a fun match to start getting you into the show. Yep. And then the next match I thought was like I was surprised that I like Willow Nightingale, but I was really surprised how hot. This is when the crowd really started to come alive. Was in this?
Oh my God, yeah, yep. I think that's when, because the people finally got to their seats. Because I think they probably expected that 4-way tag match to last longer.
Yeah,
and so
it was a surprising.
So that's when they started to get like you say, really into it, and especially with Willow and her partner, who had a weird charisma too.
Yeah, Tam Nakano, I believe.
Yeah, she was really good, I thought.
Versus Statlander and Momo Watanabe.
Did well, yep.
Yeah, they were really into this. The crowd really went nuts when it was finally Willow and Statlander in the ring together.
Big time, yep. And that was great to see too. I like how that's kind of progressing their story along.
Yeah, people are really looking forward to them finally having a one-on-one match.
And Willow, I think she's like the female Sting. They can never turn Willow heel.
Yeah,
because there's just something about her. You can't boo that woman. Like,
when I first saw her,
smile.
When I first saw her before she got a push of any kind, I don't know if she was even under contract, and I was like, "There's something about her. She just inherently is likable, and you can't teach that." So it's I'm really happy to have seen her not just become part of the show, but really they've really gotten behind her. And I know some people were critical of her losing the title to Mercedes Moné, but I think that whole feud really helped elevate her in the eyes of the fans.
I agree. And that was a nice thing too, because then that had some history behind it.
Yeah.
Because that's when Mercedes got hurt, and it ended up Willow got the belt instead of her because she was hurt. And it was really kind of a cool setup for that whole thing.
So yeah, that was really good. Then we had Saraya versus Mariah May in the Owen Hart tournament.
That one turned out to be way better than I thought it would be.
Because I don't
really know Mariah May that well. Like, I've only seen her a few times.
No, I don't really love the character, but the times I've seen her wrestle, I do think she's impressive.
Yeah.
I think when they eventually have the turn, I think we're going to see more of like whatever character they're going to have her being, and probably more of like her like real potential.
Yep.
And I don't think Soraya's really, since she came back, I was really happy to see her come back, but I don't think she's really just doesn't. I'm not saying she doesn't have it, but I just don't think she's, she had a big injury, and I don't think she's ever come back fully from that. But this was a good match. This was one of her better matches, I thought.
I agree. It's kind of like, I feel that way a little bit about Shibata, because both of them had those weird, well, Shibata's was his skull and hers was her neck, but both people kind of seem to be not quite, like, not 100% all the time because of that. And I understand. I mean, like, if I had a surgically repaired neck, or like, I had like a skull fracture to the point where if somebody smashes me hard enough, they could kill me. Like, I'd probably be a little, cautious too, I would think. But still a good match, though. I thought that was a really good match. I enjoyed it.
Then this match was friggin' great. Was Los Ingobernables versus the Lucha Bros and Mystico. So, like, I know someone in the chat said, like, this could have been a main show card. And the thing that I like about AEW is the pre-show never seems like just filler to sit around there and, like, it just does something on while you're getting ready to watch a show. To me, I look at it more of, that's just the whole pay-per-view. That it isn't like this is the pre-show, this is the pay-per-view. This is the whole show.
I agree. And I think it's smart of them, because if you put on like throwaway stuff during the pre-show, then the people that were going to buy your show are going to buy your show, and you're not going to get anybody buying in that weren't going to anyway. But I think if you put good stuff on your pre-show, some of the people that are on the fence are probably going to be like, holy shit, if this stuff's on the buy-in and I'm getting it for free, I want to get this show because the regular show is going to be incredible. So I think it's smart of them to do it that way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, this match was awesome. And so I don't think it's like a step down either, being on the they don't even call it a pre-show, but because all the matches are treated like, like main matches.
Yeah, they're all special in this like setup. Yeah, and this match was great. Like, it was great to see. I don't think you had seen Yota Tsuji before, and he's the newest guy with Los Ingobernables. He's the guy that looks like a big sexy pirate. He's got the long hair, and he had like the big jacket when he comes to the ring and stuff. And he's got this giant, like, crazy smile. I might have a little bit of a man crush on Yota Tsuji. I love the guy. He's like one of my new favorite guys. I think he's going to be New Japan champ within a year or two.
Yeah,
I really do. I think he's going to be the guy. I like his look. I think he moves real well, and he's a big guy, and they don't have that many, especially since, the Rainmaker, since he left New Japan. Like, I think you need a guy with a little bit of size, maybe, like, because some of the guys, like, I love the Ace, I love Ishii, I love a lot of those guys, but when they're in there against some of the bigger wrestlers, some of those guys look really teeny, and so I think you need a homegrown guy with a little bit of size and stuff, kind of like how the Rainmaker was. So that's why, just my thoughts on him. And I didn't really know the other guy with the Lucha Bros that well. I'd only seen him maybe once or twice.
Well, he was. I really disliked him in his WWE run.
Oh, okay.
He was Sin Cara, the original Sin Cara.
Holy shit! I didn't realize that. So
and
I
always
do know
thought
the guy.
Yeah, I thought he always
terrible.
People always said he was like one of the greatest wrestlers in the world, and I saw him there, and I was like, oh my god, this guy stinks. Yeah. But he's great in this, and I just don't think, I'm not even trashing WWE. I just don't think he fit there. People didn't know how to work the style with him.
That's probably true. Where, like, a lot of the guys in that match, like Titan, who's now with LIJ too, you know, he's got like a lucha background, so he works kind of that style. And the Time Bomb, he, you know, he's just crazy. I love that guy. I love him. I thought he was wearing the great like breeches in that match too. I love his furry boots and his crazy breeches.
So then we had MJF open the actual show, the actual pay-per-view, MJF versus Hechicero. And I was really looking forward to this because I don't think everyone gives MJF enough credit for his in-ring ability. Everyone knows he's a great promo, a great character, charisma, you know, for days. But I also think he's a great wrestler, which is something he's really improved on.
Mm-hmm.
But I was curious to see him wrestling someone who works a completely different style. And I think he completely pulled it off. That is what a great wrestler can do. They can work different styles. And this was great. I'm a big fan of Hechicero. I think he has a cool look.
Oh, I agree. Yep. And he works like different than the rest of the lucha guys.
Yeah. Yep. He's a bigger guy.
Yep. I don't know if he's an older guy or what, but like the style that he works isn't a style that really anybody else kind of works.
Yeah, yeah. That's see that I don't want to be the guy who says anything bad about WWE or whatever, but when they send everyone to because I think fans are like they're kind of brainwashed to think that everyone needs to go to NXT and everyone needs to learn the WWE style and everyone has to do the same exact style. But I think that's what takes the fun out of wrestling. Because even back in the day, people would come to WWE from other territories and everyone worked a little bit differently. And that made that fun because you have different styles of workers.
Oh, yeah.
And now, like on this show, you're getting guys doing like you had some lucha guys, you had like the strong style, then you have some guys who are doing different styles who work in AEW, and that makes it fun because you have like mixes of styles and how those styles work together.
Oh,
and so like this kind of match you wouldn't see in WWE because they would both learn to work the same style as opposed to these are guys who work two different styles. You put them together and see how they're going to work the match. And that actually is more traditional wrestling because guys would come from different territories and then work together. And so I thought it was a good showing for MJF.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it's like an opening match for MJF, but he's clearly, you know, going to be involved in main event stuff coming up soon.
Oh, without a doubt. And I don't think it was a bad thing for the other guy either, because like, you know, he put in a lot of good work, and you know, MJF was selling the arm really well. It was great. Like I thought it was a really good match.
Yeah,
and
no,
the crowd was wicked into it. Like they were just going MJF crazy.
Hometown boy MJF, super over. For the life of me, I
loved a lot of the chants in the crowd tonight too. Like some of the chants were just great.
Yeah, it's great. And I listened to, you know, clips of different people, and anytime I hear Cornette and Brian Last talking about MJF, they keep saying he's a heel since he came back. And I'm like, do they not watch a show? He's clearly a baby face.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So anyway, I thought it was good. It was kind of funny though.
Like a murky face or heel, like
no, he's just a clear baby face.
How you could say like, okay, I could see them giving Swerve like the heel tendencies, you know. So like, I could see that, but like with MJF, I don't get it at all.
No, he's clearly a baby face. This show, he doesn't get a mixed reaction or anything. It's he's clearly the baby face. He tried to do the crowd surfing, and Taz was making fun of it. Taz to me I never understood why anyone thought he was a good commentator ever, but I think he's regressed, if anything. And I do think he takes away a lot from the show because he makes just really unfunny jokes, not even just bad jokes, but unfunny jokes. And a lot of times it's when something serious is happening. It's okay if it's like in a goofy segment or something, but he does it the whole show. And it's not good. It takes away from what I'm watching.
I thought he was a big downer tonight. He was about the only negative I had going during the show, because even the stuff like where Excalibur and Nigel are kind of fucking around with something, and he just was Debbie Downer with the stuff.
Yeah,
he's like, okay, I'll just sit over here and watch the match. Like, dude, you're not bringing anything to this. You're not
No,
adding.
he's a bad commentator.
Because on the early stuff, that was the big difference to me. Because I think Daddy Magic
Yeah, I'm a
is
big
so
fan of
much
him.
better.
I think you could, if for some reason they don't see him as a wrestler, the guy's got tons of charisma. He's always had this weird charisma where even when he was part of the Jericho Appreciation Society, even when he wasn't doing anything, your eyes were on him in the back, just his mannerisms and stuff. And I think he excels as a commentator who hasn't really had much experience. I think if he would really dedicate himself to that, I think he'd be a great asset to the company as a color man.
I agree, because I think he's older than his partner, than the guy with the comb. I can't think of his name. Angelo Parker.
Yeah, cool hand Ange.
So like if he is being an older guy, if he wanted to get out of the in-ring stuff and do the commentary, I think he's a natural.
Yeah,
and
he's
I
really
think
good.
he does real well with Excalibur and Nigel. Where like Taz, I don't know where the disconnect was.
He's just not a funny. He's not. I think he thinks he's very funny, and he's not.
Yep.
And he also doesn't know when to pick to be funny.
Yeah, agreed.
Where Nigel makes jokes too, but it doesn't take away from the show, and they're usually funny.
Yeah, and sometimes I love him when he's really mean-spirited, like when he's talking about
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, it's just great stuff.
That they've been rumored that he was going to come out of retirement for a match with Bryan Danielson, which would be great.
I'd love to see that. That would be tremendous.
When Taz was managing Team Taz, I actually liked him because he was serious Taz. And then he would do commentary as like the goofy Taz, and it was very weird because like I think he is good as serious Taz, and he's terrible as a comedian.
He is. Yep, because you'd see that and it made no sense because he'd have Team Taz during the regular shows.
Right.
And then like on Dark, he'd be a commentator and he'd be goofy, stupid Taz. And it's like, wait a minute. Now I've just seen him as like badass, miserable Taz.
Yeah.
Like, and that character is so much better. Maybe that's the real Taz. Like, he shouldn't do the nice guy laugh around Taz because I don't like it. I don't think it adds anything.
No, it's bad. They had a really fun video package about the Young Bucks bringing you for the Forbidden Door and like thanking them for everything.
That was the best when it was like, yeah, we're going to change the world. It's like, and these two, I forgot what they called the Acclaim. They were like scissoring sociopaths or something like that. And that video thing was just great. That was the best.
I really like that. So the next match, it was the Young Bucks and Okada, so the Elite versus the Acclaimed and Tanahashi. And great rap coming to the ring.
Oh my God, Max just killed it. And when did Max get into like just insane?
Yeah, he's in. I noticed that too. He's in the best shape because not like he's in bad shape. He's not like a rip guy, but yeah, he's in great shape now. Yeah. He's a guy. I think I'm not advocating splitting the group up at all, but I do think he's a guy down the road can be a legit top star for the company.
Agreed. I think he's got it all. And especially since like his in-ring work is better now than it used to be.
Yeah.
I think it just came with, over time.
Right. It's still not as,
I think
Bowens
not
is great.
Real good, but if they ever do come the time when they split him up, I think he's going to be because
he's got the charisma and the personality, and I think he has it to be a legit top star. He does need more seasoning as like a singles guy or whatever, but I'm not saying doing it right now, but I think he's definitely a guy. And the thing is, AEW also treats the tag division like you can main event with it. So they could still be main event guys, even just as the tag team.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't even have to be split up,
I love the entrance for everybody. Like when they're talking about the Jackson brothers and how they're wearing their own shoes. Yeah. And somebody put their spray tan on, and it was just so funny.
Yeah.
And then Okada being like just the total like arrogant prick. I love him. He's just great in that role.
So it's a good match. I didn't think this was a great match. I think just because it wasn't super long. but it was still really
I
good.
think it could have been longer. I agree.
Yeah.
Because usually, especially Young Bucks matches, tend
Yeah.
to go on for a long
I
time.
think they had
Everybody
so
puts in a
many
ton of work.
marquee matches, they probably, some of them couldn't be.
Yeah.
Because
That's why I was
this went
surprised
right to
this
the
match
6
was
hours.
kinda high
Yeah.
on the list too, that it was the second during the regular thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was really good because and then I went berserker when Max and oh, who's the other guy? Bowens, when they went Scissor Me Daddy Ace, that just killed me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved it.
Yeah, the Scissor
And
Ace.
Tanahashi looked so happy when he came in and did the scissor thing. And Tanahashi's got himself in like really good shape again, too.
Yeah. So then we Brian Danielson versus Shingo in the Owen Hart tournament. This was up until this point, this was the match of the night, I thought.
Oh, yeah, this one was incredible. And I figured it would be good, but it was even better than I figured.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And like Shingo's just so physical. He's just like
yeah, I'm
he's
not
just
really
an
familiar
evil
with him,
bastard.
but I would
Well,
like to see more of him. I really liked his style.
do you remember though? See, because you might not even remember him, but back in Dragon Gate, he was the guy fighting BB Hulk.
Oh, okay, so I have seen him then. Yeah.
Yeah, although he was way young then.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the guy that we actually shouted to the ring when he gave the BB Hulk a crazy clothesline, and we shouted one more time, and he gave a big smile and pointed to the crowd and said, "One more time."
Yeah,
And then did it again.
It's too bad that didn't last. I was we had a great time anytime we would go to the Dragon Gate USA shows.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then, a lot of those guys went on to be big. Like, unfortunately, some passed away. But
Yeah. But some of them we've seen, like Pac. That was the first time I ever saw him.
oh yeah, right.
The first time I ever saw Moxley was
Yeah, yeah.
there.
And right away, I was like, oh, this guy's something special.
Yeah.
Moxley. Brody King, passed away, but Brody Lee, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
And he came off like, even though he was a giant anyway, but he really came off like a giant at those shows.
Oh, yeah. And he knew how to work it,
Oh, yeah.
Just being like the big physical guy and stuff. And that's what I see a lot in the other guy you just mentioned, Brody King.
He's
like
my favorite of that group, honestly.
Yeah. He's probably my favorite big guy wrestling right now. He's
I think
an amazing dude.
When the other two guys were gone, I really liked his solo run. I wish, I like him together, but I don't know. I think you could get a lot out of him as just a big top. Your top like monster guy.
I agree. Yeah. Because he can wrestle anybody. He can work anybody's style.
Mm-hmm. So then we had a great entrance, maybe the best entrance. I don't know. There was some cool entrances, but Tony Storm comes out of as a Statue of Liberty with
awesome.
An actual torch, and I think they had to take that away because she must not have been allowed to walk down the ramp with with actual fire. But I love that. That was great.
Yep, that was so cool, and yeah, and that was another match that I didn't really know because I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know Nina woman.
Shirakawa, is that her name?
Yeah,
yeah. I don't really know her, but she kind of grew on me, like just over the last few weeks, and this match was excellent. Yeah,
I'm a huge Tony Storm fan. I love the character. I always liked her. I think she's really good. And then when she found this character, like she just came. I didn't think she had this in her to be this like charismatic and fun.
Nope, me
unique.
Either.
I love it.
Yep.
I even like not Gunther, the Butler guy. I never thought I'd like this dude.
No, especially when you remember him back when he was tagging with Serpentico and Jericho's like, oh, this guy, he started wrestling with me. He's a special guy. And like,
Luther.
Yeah. Really?
And then Jericho had that match with him one time on Dynamite. I was like, why? Like,
yeah, the guy's sucking wind after like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
and
think this guy's some like legend or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Then they hugged it out. So they shook hands, and then Mariah's like hug it out. So then they hugged it out, and then they did a 3-way little kiss. And
even the ending was great, and I was so happy that that she didn't turn on her,
Yeah, no, I like that. I thought it was
I
good.
thought it was gonna happen. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
no."
And then down the road, you could, if they ever do like a 6-woman match, they could always, that could be a group or something.
Yep, yep.
So the
No,
next
that was
match,
another one I enjoyed a lot.
yeah, was two people I really like a lot: Zack Sabre Jr. and my boy Orange Cassidy. And I'll be honest, this started off very, very slow,
Mm.
but it was very much like a classic Bryan Danielson match where it can start slow, builds up, and by the end, the crowd was so into it.
Oh my god, yeah. This may have been my favorite match of the night.
It
Like,
was really good.
I thought it was so good, and both guys worked so well together,
Yeah,
like
this is more classic wrestling where classic wrestling in the sense that I mean the way it was paced. It's slowly
Mhm.
paced, and then you build, and you really bring the crowd up, as
And I
opposed to you
even
start
loved that
strong and end strong.
you had, like, a setup going into it from when, the guy that used to be with Red Dragon, um hmm, O'Reilly.
Kyle
Yeah,
O'Reilly.
when he had the match with Sabre the other night and kept working on his leg, and, like,
Mhm.
Zach's kinda selling the knee, and he's got the knee all taped up, and so Orange starts working the knee. I mean, just really great stuff, and then when Zach started working the fingers of Orange and stuff so he couldn't throw the great Orange punch, I'm like, "This is really good storytelling. This is,
Yeah.
like, really clever stuff." And I don't know, man, like, whenever I watch Zach, he does some stuff I've never seen anyone do before.
Yeah, he's great. A guy who works definitely a different style than most modern wrestlers.
Yeah, yep. And, yeah, this one was just great, and, um
For the life of me, people out there, if you don't like the Orange Cassidy character, I get that. That's fine. But for people who say he's a lousy wrestler, either
oh,
you've
no.
never really watched his matches or you're just being dishonest, I think.
Yep. And then I loved it when this one, like, Zach really, like, he got me when he started doing the, orange kicks, when he was,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
kicking them at, like, 1/4 speed or whatever,
Yeah,
then
just to piss him
he
off.
just
Yeah.
kicked him in the face with his,
Yeah.
but I was so happy that Zach won that one because this is the 3rd Forbidden Door, and Zach was 0-2 in the,
Oh, interesting.
going into this one, so
Okay.
they owed him this win.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised. I thought Orange, the homegrown guy, would win. But
Yep.
there's no shame in losing to Zach Sabre
No.
Jr.
No, and they could continue that feud. I love it. And now that, I feel bad for Orange because he doesn't really have any buddies,
Yeah, yeah.
so maybe Zach will be his buddy. That would be okay.
Then we had Samoa Joe Hook and Shibata versus the Learning Tree and Jeff Cobb. Really fun match. I'm a huge fan of the Learning Tree. I know it's very divisive.
It
I'm a
definitely
huge
is.
fan, and I love Jeff Cobb, and I'm a big fan of the other three. I think the Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata is a really fun trio. They're fun to watch us kick people's ass, and it
Yep.
adds a lot of personality for Shibata, which I didn't know he had.
Mrs. Flea was talking about that during it. Like, this group, they're the ultimate, like, just no nonsense group. Nobody's got like a crazy gimmick. They're all just like guys wearing, like, trunks and boots, and,
Yeah.
like, they don't do anything stupid.
So you get these
They're
guys in
just
the
like the
trios
no
title.
nonsense, like, ass kicking guys,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the whole group. I like it. I'd like to see them, going for the trios belt down the road.
Oh, that would be tremendous. I would like to
You
see
could
that
also do the
too.
same thing with the Learning Tree one. So the Bad Apple's back. So
Yep.
I'm a huge fan of Jeff Cobb, so I was glad to see him on the show.
Yeah.
Uh,
And he put in some great stuff too, like his tour of the islands there and stuff. Like, I love
seeing
that.
him and Joe in the ring together is really fun. I would love to see like a big singles match with the two.
Oh yeah, they would just like suplex the shit out of each other and stuff. Yeah, because they're pretty much very similar.
Mhm.
Like, both guys just do great strikes and incredible suplexes and stuff. And it really made me happy in that one when Hook and Shibata were in the ring and they throw Jericho into the corner. He climbs the ropes and goes to do like a big body block off the ropes. And the two of them do the the
Samoa Joe walk away.
Yeah. And it was the best. And he's in the corner smiling, like nodding, like, yeah, those are my boys.
Yeah. Big Bill deserves a ton of credit. I've never really been a fan of the guy. And in amazing shape. He's always a tall, big guy, but it just ripped. He looks awesome. And I think he really put a lot of effort into improving all around as a wrestler and as a personality. Agreed. And I've seen people on our groups talk about the only time his best run was with Enzo. And it was over because of Enzo, but he just happened to be there, to be perfectly honest. But he deserves credit now because I think he's really coming to his own. He'll get his foot in the door because he's a big guy, but he's actually improved a lot. And I hope he makes the best of this run with Jericho, because now he's getting
when he does his wide-eyed, like, oh, that's my guy, you know, like when Jericho's talking, I love it.
Yeah.
It's just so great.
And the Bad Apple,
and Jericho doing the wave, I love too.
Yeah, Brian Keith, I like because he's a little different than the other two, and so you got some spotlight now. You got a platform. I hope he really shines. And I'll be honest, there's some people, when he came in, the bounty hunter is just a dead gimmick. That's an outdated gimmick that doesn't fit in. You can't be a babyface bounty. He didn't bounty hunt. No. He wasn't hunting bounties. So it made no sense. Craig Lindbergh was at the event. Oh, cool. Hope you had a good time. Way. I didn't know Craig was a wrestling fan.
No, I didn't.
I guess it is in his area. Yeah, this is fun. Hook one with Jericho's move.
Yep, that was good stuff. I like that one a lot.
Then we had the crazy ladder match for the TNT title.
Man, I loved that one too. That one was like way more fun than I thought it would be. I mean, because I love all the guys in it. So we had Jack.
I was
Perry,
rooting for Briscoe, to be honest.
Takeshita. See, I wanted either Perry, Takeshita, or Briscoe. Not that, you know, I'm taking 3 out of 6 guys, and I wouldn't have minded El Phantasmo either.
Yeah, I didn't know him.
Phantasmo had the move of the night though, when he gave, I think it was Briscoe, he gave him the purple nurple on the ladder. He started to twist his nipples. That was the best.
So who were all the guys? It was Takeshita,
Jack Perry, Briscoe, Dante Martin, El Phantasmo, and Lio Rush.
I'm happy to see Lio Rush back. I always really liked him, and I know he's got some like issues where he never stays anywhere long. But I hope he's got things like under control and he can have a run here, because I do think he's really talented and I think he's a likable guy.
Agreed. Yeah, as long as like he doesn't go crazy again, you know, like it was too bad because him and the guy that was the Ring of Honor champion, the Octopus, he was another guy. Like, you know, you gotta, you know, you're 5'3". That's not gonna change. That's just just the way life is, you know. And so like when that guy Gresham, when he lost the belt to Claudio, and he got all pissed off and left, and it's like, really, like, why would you? Not like that seems ridiculous to me, dude. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think he was complaining that he was higher ranked in the PWI 500.
Oh, well, whoop-de-doo. That and $5 will get you a caramel macchiato.
Nothing against Mike Messler up there, man. But yeah, this was really fun, and I saw some people complaining that Jack Perry won, and it's like, I mean, you build people up. You don't build someone up to have someone else just like get the belt who doesn't have like a push or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, it can that be predictable? I guess, but I mean, if you pay attention, most things are predictable in wrestling.
Yeah,
or in
but even things that you kind of thought were gonna go a certain way and don't, you know, they'll swerve you every now and then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that part of the reason the main event was so hot was both people really over. Plus, you genuinely did not know who's going to win, because in my mind, like, neither guy should be losing. So it's like, wow, I honestly don't know what's going to happen in this.
Yep, agreed. That I guess he gave I have it on my notes. He gave Jack Perry the titty twister. That's
okay.
And so now it's cool though, because now all 4 guys in the elite all have a belt.
Right,
And
which
so then
that
they
is
can
like
be truly arrogant.
yeah, no, I think that's good too. I mean, that's like classic, like, you know, about the Horsemen
Yep.
and stuff. They had all the titles, so I like that. And he's coming off more like a star than he ever has. So run
Oh
with him,
yeah.
see what you can get out.
Yep.
Then we had
That's a guy,
I
I think things worked out the best for Jack Perry because, like, during his sabbatical, and then he went to New Japan. He aligned himself with Evil and really learned to work kind of that strong style because he
mhm,
wasn't like a super physical guy before that. And
right,
like he took a lot of like big chops and like he was all beating the shit out of like at the
yeah.
end of matches. But I think it really did well for him. And he knew how to work the crowd when he got back.
Yeah, I even like didn't predict exactly what, but I was like, I think he's going to be over in Japan to get more seasoning as a wrestler and as a character, and I was glad that's what happened. And I
Yep.
think that's what you could do with some people.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, because like, everybody was, when everything went down, like, oh my God, they got to get rid of all these guys forever and da 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 da. Like, do you really though? Because
It,
like,
looking back, I'm a huge Punk fan,
mm,
and I'm not really happy how people handled it. But if you would have fired all those guys, he still would have left anyway. So
yep.
then you would be out Punk, and you would have been out like half your other roster. So what good would that have done you?
Yeah, and you would have pissed all those people off if you didn't fire them,
Mm-hmm.
and like, and then Punk, who, and when Punk first made the scene, I loved the guy too. And it's like, he's
Yeah,
got a
and the
little bit of that like Danielson where he can't stay healthy either.
no, and the people like look, I'm a huge Punk fan, but I'll admit like he's clearly got issues because I say people they're like, oh, it was clear it was all the Bucks or whatever because Punk is everyone loves him in WWE. It's like, dude, come on, like the guy he's had a long history of this before AEW ever existed. I'm a
Hmm.
huge Punk fan. And part of the reason that I like him is because of I do like that attitude where he fights the man and all stuff. But
Yeah.
then
Oh
coming
yeah.
back to W is kind of the opposite of that. But I like that he always stands up for himself. But come on. I mean, no one, well, hardly anyone ever had such a bad leaving of a company like he did in WWE. And he went on to trash WWE for 10 years.
Yep.
And when he first came back to wrestling on AEW, his promo was a giant trashing of WWE because he
Yep.
said he left wrestling when he left Ring of Honor and now he's back in wrestling, meaning that his whole run in WWE wasn't even he didn't even consider that a wrestling company. Then to go back to and be like, I'm home. It's like, this is such bullshit. And
Yep.
it really did, in my opinion, take so much away from Punk's character and like his person, honestly.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing like with
His
with
character as a
Cody.
human. I mean his wrestling character, his
Yeah.
personal, like human character.
It's like Cody, I can never take him seriously ever again because, like, there was another guy, like, his whole thing was like, hey, screw those guys, like, we did our own thing and look at how amazing it is, and we're going to stick with this thing
Everything he did
forever.
after he
We
left
got it.
WWE, that's how he rebuilt himself.
Yep.
His song that he still uses now was a knock on the McMahon family and Triple
Yep.
H.
Yep. Yeah, so like I can't ever look at either one of those guys quite the same again. It's like, you're both gonna coming off as like at least a hypocrite, if nothing
yeah,
else.
and I will never say I don't like either guy's a wrestler. I'm still a Punk fan, even though that does hurt
Oh
me.
yeah.
That promo when he came back was really rough. And I'll never say Cody isn't a great wrestler and all stuff. I feel differently about him though. He's just so phony. I don't believe anything he ever says.
Exactly.
So then we had Mercedes Moné versus Vacker. Is that how you say her
What
name?
a match. Yeah. What a match.
Yeah, I had never seen her before, so I was really interested in this. And Mercedes Moné always really delivers on big matches. And Becky Lynch does deserve a lot of credit for being main event and WrestleMania stuff. But Moné, formerly Sasha Banks, and Charlotte were the first two to really put the women in the main event picture in WWE with their long feud.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't one side. It was both of them were great. So this was a big match, and I had not seen Vicker before, and she delivered too. I did see someone say in the chat that this crowd sucked, but no, they were booing Monet because she was the heel here. She plays the heel, and she was also heel because she's from Boston. So they were really loud, but in booing the heel.
Yep. Oh yeah, and it was weird because like Vicker, like who usually is a heel too when she wrestles, but the crowd kind of went to her side just because they hated Monet.
Yeah.
And oh my God, like what a match! I thought both of them put in like so much good stuff.
Yeah,
it's just like such a physical match.
Yeah, and she's looking pretty good, that Baker.
Yep. And I love her with the horns and stuff. I love that.
And I like the makeup was reminded me of a Furiosa. I did like that. Yes, this was really good stuff. I liked it a lot. My only complaint when she came out, they said this was I forget how they put it, all or nothing, not all or nothing or something, all or nothing or something. But if they were going to say that, they shouldn't have had her come out with all 3 belts, because then the commentators had to say it's only for the 1 belt. So then it's not really an all, or it's not, winner takes all match.
Yeah, for all the belts. Yeah, right.
It's just a minor thing, but or just not have her come out with the other 2 belts. Just have her come out.
Yeah, that would have made more sense. Just have each one with 1 belt.
I agree.
And then at the end of that one, it was great stuff too.
Oh yes, at the end, one of my favorites, and the thing I've been saying, the big money match for Monet. There's a lot of cool matches for her, but the big one is Mercedes Moné versus Britt Baker, the homegrown AEW star, the most over woman in the history of the company, arguably at one time the most over person in the company, Britt Baker. And then you have Moné, who now I think is legit heel, and I think she works better as a heel. She's more natural as a heel. Her character's more heelish. This could be the big women's match for Wembley, I think. Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné.
And this could go on to be the feud that, like,
you could. Yeah, it does have to be a one-off match.
Yeah.
That's a match that could legit be the main event at a show, like the last match on an AEW pay-per-view. And it wouldn't feel like, we're just doing this.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think anyone could really argue that, like, when they talk about the pillars, like their homegrown, like, big group there, like, that she was definitely right up there with any of them. Like, right.
Oh yeah, there was. I used to. It was a little annoying because they tried to keep her a heel, even though she was so over.
Yep.
But but she was like legit one of the most over people in the company. I think she was the most over for a little while.
Oh yeah, she definitely was. Like, because everybody in the crowd would like do her little catchphrase, you know, the DMD and everything, and like, and she's been gone for long enough that, like, I think anybody that was getting tired of her definitely missed her now,
Oh yeah.
And then I'm just hoping that her buddy comes back too, because Hater. Yeah. Because she was another one that was like this great homegrown like personality that I knew nothing about her. I just thought she was her bodyguard, and then when they gave her the belt, it was a great run too.
So that was very cool. And then they had an ad for AEW's pay-per-view going to be at the Tokyo Dome in January. That's really cool.
That's going to be awesome. Yeah, because it'll be the same time as like New Japan's big show. It's like their WrestleMania.
Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom, and then Dynasty or whatever. I don't know if they're calling it that. But yeah, it's in January, the day after January 5th. So that'll be really cool.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to that, because that'll
be me too. Stuff. Here's my little joke though. Dave Meltzer's gonna have to create a new rating system for an AEW match at the Tokyo Dome.
Without a doubt. Yeah. You're right. Like if you get
like Ospreay versus Kenny Omega at the Tokyo Dome, Meltzer's head will just explode like in Scanner.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. It's that'll
then
be mad.
We had my boy Moxley against Troy's dog, Naito.
Yep.
People don't know he actually named one of his dogs Naito.
Yep. And it's a perfect name for like a Shiba Inu because they are completely ungovernable.
Ungovernable films.
You cannot tell a Shiba what to do. So Naito is a perfect name.
So yeah, this was really good. The only problem they did, the end was kind of messed up. I think there's some miscommunication, like what they were going to do for the finish. But instead of just doing it right over, which some people do, they did some stuff in it. It could almost be if you're just watching, like, but it was too bad that happened. But besides that, this was a really good match, and I didn't expect Naito to win.
No, I didn't either.
It
kind of shocked me, and it was really cool. And so now they're 1-1. So they need a rubber match between them.
It was funny because I'd listened to a Tony Khan interview today in my walk, and I think I didn't even think too much of it at the time, but now thinking back, I think he kind of let something slip a little bit because he said that about they're having a lot of the big draws back for historically for their TV, like MJF.
Oh.
And he said, and he said, like, we're gonna have and Moxley because and I didn't even think too much of it. And then he's like, and then he kind of stopped and he's like, well, yeah, he's, we're going to have a lot of dates for him because, and I don't know, whatever. But now looking back, I think he just kind of
let it slip
a little bit. Yeah.
But it was cool in this one too, because it gave it that big match feel because Ross came out. You had Jim Ross.
Oh, and Ross was great tonight. I have to say, because sometimes I'm hard on Ross, but you could tell he really wanted to be there. And when he's on his game, even though he's obviously older and he's got health issues, I think still no one adds like the drama and
agreed
that he does. It was really
and then
nice
Red Shoes is the referee, maybe too.
Yeah.
So it just gave it that big match feel because of those two things.
And I heard Meltzer talking that they didn't think he was going to be there. This I heard last night because he has like a lot of like breathing problems. He's like hospitalized and stuff. But I think
I didn't know that.
I think it's I don't consider it morbid. It's just like I think this is his love.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to do it as long as it's he can, as long as he's here. So so then we had the main event, Swerve defend the title versus Ospreay, and the crowd completely going insane.
Oh my
6
God.
hours into a show, and they're nuts for this.
And this was one that nobody knew what to expect because, like, Swerve hasn't had the belt for long. So does he keep it? Ospreay's on this giant winning streak. He hasn't lost in the AEW. Does he win it? Or does something crazy happen and somebody come in and screw the whole thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I did not expect that.
So this one was great, though. I mean, both guys just brought their A game. I mean, they always do, those two guys. They're just crazy good.
So, yeah, here's in the chat. This one talking about Travis. Remember when people used to bitch about WrestleMania being too long and boring? Mostly people in this group. Well, the thing is, I did not find this boring. If I found these shows boring, I wouldn't buy them every month for $50. There's a difference between something being long and boring and something being long and enjoyable. And I have no reason to make this up and say I enjoyed this. What would I be getting out of it? I could lie and say I hated it.
Yeah.
And save myself $50 every month, but it's made me a fan of wrestling again. If it wasn't for AEW, I don't think I'd be watching any of it besides like WrestleMania and the Rumble, because I'd stopped watching WWE TV like 5 years ago.
Same here. Yeah. Yeah, if it wasn't for AEW, it's the same way. Like kind of got me back into the flow of things. And then like from there I went, started watching the New Japan stuff and back in the time, like, doing some of the Ring of Honor stuff, just because it was different. It was cool seeing some of these guys that you hadn't seen before.
So yeah, the crowd went on nuts. And to me, again, like I was saying, this is like, if you don't like it, that's fine. But I don't think you could say everyone hates it when you're watching the show and it's like this big crowd and everyone's going crazy for it.
Yeah,
like maybe this show is just not for you. Like this stuff is not for you, and that's fine. But maybe you should just not follow it anymore.
Yeah, and I never understand, like, what do you get out of, like, just bitching about it, or like, you're an idiot if you like.
I don't know.
Like, I don't get that stuff.
I see it with the Star Wars people. I don't even. I'm not even. The only Star Wars show I watched was the one with the Yoda guy, and I really liked it. The Baby Yoda.
Oh yeah,
show.
the Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would eventually I'll get Disney Plus and watch the other shows, but I see the same folks who absolutely hate every single series, and I'm just like, probably the Star Wars for you. Like, if you haven't liked it since Return of the Jedi, it's probably just not for you anymore. I get it if you're just watching a movie every couple years, but if you're watching like 10 or 12-hour series, a few a year, and you're in complete hatred, like, you probably should just not watch it.
Yep.
There's probably something else you could do. It's a little weird.
I never get that jazz either, because it's like, I did that with like the Fox X-Men and Spider-Man. Like, I didn't like any of those movies. So after the first couple, I stopped watching them. It's like, okay,
if you don't like,
people like them, that's cool. But
if you don't like 6 hours of like, really physical, high-flying wrestling, that's fine. But you should probably know by now not to buy it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought
if it's more story driven, if that's what you like, that's cool. Like,
yeah, and I think that's kind of a myth, like that there's no stories in AEW, because there are.
That's true.
I mean, there's a story in this match, and there's heel turns and stuff, and the thing is, I don't think it's either or.
Right.
Stories enhance the match. Like, it brings your enjoyment, it brings you into the match. But the match itself, like, I don't want either one or the other. I don't want, great wrestling and no story, and I don't want just storyline and just shit matches. Like, I want to watch like matches. So it's very strange.
Yeah, because for me, it's like I want the old, like, vibe you'd get from like the old Crockett days, where, like, you had the stories, but they just kind of, they flowed along and led up to like these great matches. And that's how I kind of feel that AEW does,
Yeah, I like a simpler story. I don't need like this guy stole this guy's girlfriend or some ridiculous thing. I just like people wanting to win titles and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of like. Yeah. I don't know, but I've watched two or not to pick on WWE. It's just not for me. That's why I don't watch the show, because I just don't really like it. And when I watch a lot of their pay-per-views, they're only 2 or 3 hours, and I find them very boring. And they're not very long, and there's only a few matches. It's just the style I just don't really like. There's stuff in there I like, but it's just the whole presentation. It's just not for me. So I try not to. I just don't watch Raw and SmackDown because I don't like it. Because I know I'm not going to like it, so why do it? And then I keep track of the pay-per-views. I don't even watch all of them. And if I had to pay for them, I definitely wouldn't watch them. But I don't even watch most of them. But I try to keep up with some of them for the show.
Yep. Yeah, like the last 5 years, about the only thing, if I catch something on YouTube, they'll like, check this out.
Yeah, I like the Bloodline story. I'll watch that stuff. I thought that was amazing this week when Jacob Fatu, who I'm a big fan of.
Oh yeah, he's great.
And then they destroyed the tribal, not the chief, but the wise man. Destroyed
the wise man.
Heyman, And they did the triple power bomb of Paul Heyman through a table. And I'm like, this is an old man and he's not in particularly good shape. Like, whoa. And like, it's almost they've done like the unthinkable. They made Paul Heyman the sympathetic character. And I assume this will lead to Roman Reigns coming back and like he'll be the good guy to defend Paul Heyman's honor. And like, oh, that's
so
pretty
they'll
wild.
have 2 separate groups, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So I actually really like that. The thing is, I actually don't like their matches normally. The tribal chief matches, because like they're not even really matches. They are like a dramatic, like spectacle. They're almost like a in-ring play where they'll really just stand around and talk, and then they'll just beat like a guy with a chair for like 10 minutes. And it's not like a match where like someone gets heat and someone makes a comeback. It's a very bizarre thing I don't like, but I do like the storylines in between it. So it's a weird thing. But it's one of the few things I do keep track of because I do like the Bloodline storyline.
So who's Jacob Fatu with? Is he?
So right now, Roman Reigns has been off since WrestleMania.
Okay.
So Sikoa is who I don't think really has the charisma and stuff to be the leader. Solo Sikoa.
Well, I don't.
And
really
so they
know.
brought Jacob Fatu in, and Jacob just has like. He has a real danger, like to him. I think. Like,
he's like a creepy bastard. Yeah,
so I kind of like the idea. It's like the more unhinged younger guys are now running the group, and then I think eventually we'll have Roman Reigns come back and try, and then you'll have like the civil war between them.
Oh, okay. And then like so the Usos are still there, and didn't they?
Yeah, but I think they split.
Gorillas of Destiny.
Right. Yeah, there's almost too many. I think people, but I don't know. But if you have 2 groups, I guess so.
Yeah, then it'll be all right.
But that's that's something that I like. I like the story. So I'm just saying you can have good stories and.
Yep.
But those matches I find very boring. They're not very long.
That's what you were saying, yeah. That like, well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can have just a regular.
I mean, I've watched movies that are an hour and a half that I found boring, and then I've watched the extended Lord of the Rings movies, and they're not
like
boring
4 hours each, and they
it's not always it's not always like something that it's not like a set rule. This is 6 hours, so it's automatically boring.
Yep.
Something could be 20 minutes and boring. Something could be 7 hours and exciting.
Agreed. Yeah, like the perfect example is that like you watch the extended Lord of the Rings, each one's 4 hours long, so you got 12 hours, and I can watch a whole thing, like
I've watched, Godfather 1 and 2 many times.
You watch a Hobbit and it's very boring, the movie versions, like
right.
So
yeah, I've watched the first 2 Godfather films many times back to back, and that's very long if you watch them both together. And I don't find that boring at all. Time flies by, and I can't think of an example, but some movie that's an hour and a half, and I find it very boring.
Yep.
It just it depends on the what's happening.
Yeah.
But like I said, you watch a show and the crowd's going nuts 6 hours in, so the audience for this is not finding it boring.
No, and they loved it, and I loved it. I think there wasn't a bad match on the whole show, and some of the matches were just fantastic, especially those last 3, like the main event matches.
Yeah, I think the main event was match of the night for me. I thought this was just awesome. Started out super strong. Crowd was so into it. They were into both guys. I think this was the best showing of Swerve since he won the title.
Agreed.
Ospreay, I think, has been on fire since he got here. I love Nana pushing down Don Callis. It really got a big reaction. And I'm glad that they have
Ospreay the screwdriver.
And you had the little, is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? But that whole interaction, took him out of the match, and it wasn't just one move, took many moves to take him down. And even when he's out, he was still trying to fight, even though he's basically knocked out. And I thought,
I love that too, when he was doing the hidden blade and like it had no effect at all. That was great,
So this was good stuff. I thought both guys came off well, and my prediction is now you have Will wins the he's in the Owen Hart, right? So he wins the Owen Hart tournament, and then you do the rematch at Wembley.
Oh, okay.
He wins the
belt. Right. I got no problem with that. But didn't someone else get the belt? I mean, the title match at Wembley?
No, I think whoever wins the Owen Hart tournament gets it.
Oh, okay. All right. That'll be awesome then. But that's always good because, I think if things come too easily, then it's like it takes away some of the excitement.
Yeah. Because I don't know what you do, because you also have MJF, and it's like, do you not have MJF in the main event?
I know.
You do a 3-way. I don't know what you do. So it has me interested in watching the show to see where it leads. And then they've got Daniel Garcia in there, and in my mind, I'm like, I like Daniel Garcia, but I don't think he's really in these guys' leagues.
No.
But I don't think I don't think there's any way you have Daniel Garcia main event in Wembley.
No, I can't.
But him in the bill does help elevate him.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. Yep.
So anyway, it was we'll see where it goes. And I'm glad that they never did do the big split with Prince Nana and Swerve. You got to keep these guys together. It really works. There's no reason to break it apart.
I agree. And the other guys are fine on their own doing their thing with Cage. Well, the tag team, what are they called? The Gates of Agony.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this group. I think they should do more with them.
Yep.
All right. Do you want to answer any of these questions?
Sure. Let's answer some questions, Chief.
All right. Nikia wants to know. I feel, and anyone wants to send anything, send in here. I feel like AEW is more focused on having a 5-star match as opposed to having a segment that is hugely impactful and make some movement. A moment, sorry. Matt Hardy via Busted Open. Again, I think I'm not saying that's not valid, but I think you need. I don't think it's one or the other. I do agree that you should have some, try to build a big deal, oh, this is great. But that doesn't mean you don't also have the great matches. So I do think you could do some more. I think they need to stick to storylines better on the weekly show, because sometimes they'll start stuff and then you don't see the guy for a few weeks or something.
Yeah, I got you there. Yeah, that makes sense. But I don't think I would never want to see them rush a match.
No, I don't want like that. That's never been fun to me. When I was a kid, I'd watch the before Raw. It was what was the show called?
The weekend show.
Well, not the weekend shows, but it was primetime wrestling.
Oh, okay.
And so and they would have matches. Some of them would be fun, but then it would be nothing against these guys. We'd be like the Warlord versus Jim Neidhart. And and it was just these two guys just smacking each other with forearms, and that stuff's that's not entertaining at all to me.
Nah.
So I would much rather watch. That's why, for the most part, I was always an NWA fan, because I thought the wrestling was better.
Yep.
Then I like DCW because I like the in-ring wrestling. I don't really get the fans who don't like wrestling at all.
Yeah. Yeah,
I get the other stuff. I like some silliness and
Oh yeah, but I don't think you can ever go. See, I would rather go straight good matches more than Russo goofy shit with
it doesn't appeal to me. I don't. Or the idea of just all these swerves and stuff that make no sense. I don't think that's entertaining.
No.
I didn't like a lot of the Attitude Era. I know it's like blasphemy or something to say that, but I mean, I didn't really like most of that. I did like Austin, and I love Mick Foley. I actually didn't like the X stuff at all.
No,
I didn't like Val Venus stuff. There was a lot of stuff I didn't like at all on there. Head cheese and
that was just goofy shit.
But
Austin and stuff like that was, and The Rock and Foley and all that.
The thing is, Austin is a fantastic wrestler too.
Yep.
And so is a Mick Foley, and so is an Undertaker.
Yep.
And so is a Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
And Triple H
then you could have the great matches, in amongst with that stuff. So.
That's when really WWE started to turn. There was more good matches. I didn't like I like the pay-per-views probably more.
Yeah, agreed.
But I like a lot of stuff I just thought was crap. Santino Marella informed the system during the opening segment that Moose will be defending his title in a 6-man match at the upcoming TNA Slammiversary 2024 show on July 20th. Road to Slammiversary qualifying matches will take place on TNA Impact on AXS TV over the next several weeks. To fill the 5 spots on challengers in this match, Josh Alexander won the first qualifier. Other qualifying matches announced: Steve Macklin versus Sami Callihan. Who do you want to win that one?
Fuck Sami Callihan. Never root for him.
I don't even know who Steve Mackerel is, but let's
I don't either, but I'm rooting for him.
Rich Swann versus Nick Nemeth.
Swan. He's our guy from from our old Dragon Gate days.
Mike Santana, that's the guy used to be from Proud and Powerful, versus Frankie Kazarian. I'll go with Santana.
Yeah, me too.
And Joe Hendry, who I am a big fan of. Joe Hendry all the way versus Jake something. I don't know who that is. So Joe Hendry. I want Joe Hendry to take this off.
And he appears. I believe in.
That's a guy, AEW, you missed the boat on Joe Hendry.
Yep. I believe in Joe Hendry.
So, yeah, Joe Hendry all the way. John Reddy loved DX. That's fine. I was not a fan. I really disliked them, but that's cool. Let's see. Cody Rhodes versus Sikoa is the planned main event at SummerSlam, Dave Meltzer says. Okay. I don't know. I assume Cody. The thing is, after that giant build with Cody, I don't think he's had good matches, but like nothing that's really like.
Are they going to turn on him? Is it going to be like AEW?
I don't know. They seem to really be into him, but I don't know. I don't really foresee him losing the title till next WrestleMania. So, I miss CM Punk. This is Jim Ross. I thought he contributed greatly to the AEW roster when he was with us. To be perfectly candid, I wish he still was. How do you not want a talent the level of CM Punk still with your company? It just didn't work out personality-wise. It just did not work out, and that's unfortunate. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Because while he was there, like, I loved seeing him. I loved his matches, everything.
Vic says Cody's title reign has sucked.
That's it.
Oh, anyway, if you guys want to jump on with us while we answer these questions, that's cool too, I guess. Throw this out there. So if you want to, we're not going to go super long. We're just going to answer these questions probably. But if anyone wants to, you're welcome to join us. A Fightful update on Ricky Starks. Confirm that basically Starks turned down a lot of ideas. Like he didn't want to break up and feud with Big Bill, and he didn't want to be in another tag team. I'm a big fan of Ricky Starks, but these guys that like don't want to do anything, like,
yeah,
what do you do with them? Like Rusev and stuff. It's like, well, you work here. You gotta, if it's something you really think is rotten, but is a feud with Big Bill rotten? Like, isn't that pretty traditional wrestling?
Yeah.
Like, that you break up with your partner and you feud?
Yeah, and a good big man against a great smaller guy. Like, I don't see how that. What's the problem there?
Yeah, it makes it very hard to work with these guys if they refuse to do everything.
Yep. Yeah, which is too bad because there's a guy like you'd think coming from that indie background, you'd be more open to doing stuff.
Yeah, and that will lead something. It keeps you on TV, and it's not like, oh, now I'm going to feud with Big Bill for 3 years or something. Like, then after that's over, then MJF is back. Maybe that leads to now you fight MJF or something. But if you're just off TV, like, you're not going to. I don't know. I think it's a mistake, and you have to be a team player to some level. I get standing up for yourself, but like, nothing there sounds like this is like just some rotten stuff.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Rusev. It's like,
I'm a huge fan of Rusev, but I think I think
Battle Royal, really?
Yeah, he refused to. It's not even just lose a match, but get thrown out of Battle Royal. It's like, how do you even do anything with this guy? I think we're kind of seeing why he never really did any to his full potential anywhere.
Yep, agreed.
Hello, John Reddy.
Hey,
how we doing?
How you doing?
Suck it.
Well.
Man.
Yeah.
No thanks. Hindi later I just made.
And Mr. Coast to Coast.
Aye.
How's it going?
Oh, it's pretty good. I can't complain much.
All right. I thought I saw Coast in the park the other night.
Oh, the guy with that wasn't. I'd be wearing underwear if that was me.
Yeah, if I had to. This was broad daylight. He's like at noon, and he just had his whole ass was hanging out. He was like sleeping on the park. I'm sure maybe there was some, something going on there, but
los drogas. That was his problem, man. He was on that fentanyl.
Hello, Mr. Yes, exactly. I made that man a rapper. No.
Hello.
I won't go there. Mr. Baby Snake Ass Master.
How's it going?
Going good. I like the hat.
Thank you. I'm
you look
trying
like
out
you're
a new
like an 80s band, like you're with like the Culture Club or something.
Yeah, like what's his name? Boy George?
Yeah.
He was
like the Pet Shop Boys or something.
There you
go.
Like,
well, he was in Culture Club, but he was like 6'2", and he would like intimidate people and like kick people's asses back in before he was famous. He was cool. Anyway,
we're gonna remake The Breakfast Club with Bruce.
I like that.
I'll be Judd Nelson.
Be like the crazy, the weird best friend on any 80s rom-com thing.
I'll be. Yeah, there.
I have a picture where I was trying to be Judd Nelson from Breakfast Club. Let's see if I can find it.
But I got like a new camera and a microphone, so I didn't have to wear like headphones all the time. So I'm like testing it out.
All right. Oh, here we go. Because I think it was Norrin Rad said that I looked like Judd Nelson in this photo. So then I photoshopped it into this. I'll show you a second.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
That's a good movie. Mm-hmm. Hello, Toronto Stevie.
Hello there.
What's going on?
Oh, well, it's actually a long weekend here in Canada.
Awesome.
It's Canada's birthday on Monday, so I'm enjoying a nice
Canada.
What do they call that? The Boxing Day or something?
No, it's Canada Day.
Oh, okay.
Boxing Day the day after Christmas.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm way too close to Canada to not know that. That's pathetic.
Here's the unphotoshopped photo.
I didn't know it either, though. So
that's a pretty good look.
I like that look. Was that the one that prompted him to say that you were Judd Nelson?
Yeah.
All right.
That's when I used to shave the mustache. Pretty good. But
don't do that anymore.
You don't like it?
No.
Annabelle says she thinks I should shave the mustache.
Oh, she don't like the stash?
No.
All right. Yeah, well, Allen Iverson's got a mustache there, so I'd say stick with it.
All right.
Yeah,
we'll take a vote.
If the answer's got a stash, everybody should have one.
Bruce doesn't have a mustache.
Well, it's time. It's time to grow one.
Okay.
I'll let you borrow mine.
I grow a pretty good handlebar mustache.
Nice. That's the way.
Like Hulk Hogan.
I tried to twist it and it works, but you have to put a lot of wax in it, and it's kind of a pain to keep up with it. So
that's true.
Doing it.
But Brian's got the good Dali going.
Yeah. Brian, who's in the upcoming Without Your Head film, Arbor Day, starring me, Troy, Brian, and Andrew Savory.
A cast of thousands.
Yeah, and some other folks are involved. Joe Nibala, Michael St. Michaels, the Greasy Strangler, Bill Whedon.
All kinds of good people.
Yes.
And me.
Yeah, and this no good son of a bitch. No. Let me I can play it here if you guys want.
Oh, you got it queued up?
No, but I can get it queued up.
Oh, do it.
Give me 1 second. Where the hell is it?
Just remember, I do all my own stunts.
That's true. All right, here we go. It's come to someone suggested John Reddy write some lyrics for a song. Maybe it's something you'd be interested in.
Yeah.
For
Just ask.
All right. Well, I'll hit you up after the show.
I mean, like anytime, just
All right. Yeah. I'll say Annabelle suggested John Reddy do a write the lyrics for an Arbor Day song.
I'm down with it.
I gave
Here
you
we go.
The poster saying before.
Things you've read, the things you've learned, the things you know about Arbor Day lies.
Trees. Why did it have to be trees?
Steve, I need you to promise me no sap of an innocent tree will be spilled.
What the fuck?
Beware the trees of Arbor Day. Boom! Look at that. All right.
Hell yeah.
I'm loving it.
No.
For people
yeah.
people who
Bravo,
backed my
man.
last, thank you. We'll have a Kickstarter up soon. And for people who backed the last one for End Zone 2 and What's a Future Smash, yesterday they actually got the virtual link so you guys can watch a movie if you backed it. And the Blu-ray will be out in August. The double disc Blu-ray. Insure actually backed it, so he's going to be watching it.
Oh.
Supposedly he's going to watch it. Maybe he's not going to watch it.
You never know with him.
Pentagon Jr. confirmed that his AEW contract expires in August this year, and he's currently happy in the promotion. I'm not that young, and it would be my last big contract. I have no problems with either company, and I'm here to work and bring my best. WWE would be a good episode in my career, but I'm not like the fantasy book. If it happens, it happens. I'm focused on AEW, and I'm happy where I am right now. What are your thoughts? I mean, historically, the luchadors don't really do anything in WWE besides Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
Some of the Lucha guys don't do a lot in AEW, honestly, either. But the Lucha Bros have always been like showcased on the shows.
Yeah, since day one. Penta, like, I don't know, like, I like Penta. He's got a weird charisma, but I think Ray Phoenix for me is the.
I always think the same thing too, because people always think Pentagon's the star of the two, but I always think Ray Phoenix is a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. Like, he does moves I've never seen anyone do.
Sinner and Saint, Judas Icarus, and Travis Williams have officially signed with TNA. Hell yeah! Yeah!
All right.
Sinner and Saint. That's the name of a tattoo place near Troy and I.
It's true. Yeah. Yep.
Should I get an Arbor Day tattoo?
I think you have to.
Get all my movies tattoos.
Tramp
Arbor Day
stamp.
End Zone.
Tramp stamp. Arbor Day.
I do. If I ever did get a tattoo, though, I actually wanted to get Mayor McCheese.
That's truly like horrifying. So I like that idea.
I'm a big fan of Mayor McCheese. When does Mayor McCheese become public domain? Because that's the thing. They make like the horror movies off all these public domain characters.
You
They
can
need to
run
make
with
Mayor
that
McCheese.
McDonald's isn't allowed even to use them anymore. Because
Yeah, it's true. Maybe I should look into it. Maybe I can just use it. I can pick it up.
Him and
Make the Mayor, make the Mayor McCheese movie. That would be all about it.
But HR Puppet stuff would sue you.
I actually pitched an idea for a. It's a story that comes up. I don't want to say on the show. I don't want him to steal it. But if someone wants to know, they can ask me off air, and it's for a story that's public domain next year.
Oh.
On this day in 2009, Kurt Angle won back the TNA World Heavyweight Championship and King of the Mountain, defeating Jeff Jarrett, AJ Styles, Mick. Yeah, that was a really convoluted match.
I remember it vaguely.
You remember we used to play King of the Mountain? So we used to have a big pile of dirt for our garden, and we used to play King of the Mountain where you just try to throw the other people off the dirt.
We used to have big piles of hay.
King of the Hay.
King of the Hay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's basically King of the Hill type of game.
Right.
Any type of mound.
Right.
Anything you can knock somebody off of.
Snow.
Yeah, King of the Snow.
Works, yep. Mud.
So this one time was me. I like to say people's whole names. So it was me, Paul Wilson, and Chris Shipley. And so it used to snow a lot. It doesn't really snow much anymore. But and so these giant snow banks where they'd plow, and so you'd get in the corners and big snow banks. So I took out all these action figures. There were action people, which were like little kids figures, but I still had the adventure people. Yeah. And so they were like regular people toys. Like, a guy was like a construction worker.
Yeah, a farmer, all kinds of crazy shit like that.
And so they were like, I was too old to really play with, but I still had them. So we would set them up on the snowbank, and then we would throw snow at them and knock them off the thing. And so we're doing that.
They were like victims.
Right. And so early in the day, we went and we threw snowballs at an older kid down the street, Rob. I won't say his last name, Rob. And he had made a snow demon, and we threw snowballs at it and kind of messed it. So we were up there throwing snowballs at the adventure people, and Rob came. And so we were all in high school. So we were all probably like 15 and 16 because they were a little older than me. So we were between 14 and 16. And then Rob was in his 20s, and he comes up the street like really, like you tell he's pissed. And he's like, "Ooh, knock down my snow demon." And so he grabbed Paul by the throat. Like literally choking him, not like wrestling around, like choking him, like trying to murder him. And we were like, what the fuck? And then he grabbed the big hunk of the snow, just a hunk of snow, and he threw it on the pavement. And he goes, "Don't tell anyone about this." And he went, and then we all just burst into laughter, dying, because it was like, It was so weird when he said, "Don't tell anyone about this." Like it was like, some big secret. Don't tell anybody. Like I touched you or something. But plus, it's just funny that he just like destroyed a piece of snow. Like this was something we built, just like a hunk of snow. And so I'll always remember that. I think I actually even have it in my yearbook. Which now I look back and I'm like, what do people think of this? It says, "Don't tell anybody about this." Do they think it was like some, weird uncle was told me this? But I don't want to say his full name because he's on my Facebook. But he's out there. On this day in 2009, we did that one. On this day in 2000, King of the Ring took place. First ever wrestling pay-per-view I ever watched. Some matches were DX, which is Luddites Boys, and Tori defeated the Dudley Boys in a 3-on-2 handicap, tables, and dumpster match. I don't really remember that, to be honest. The Rock and the Brothers of Destruction defeated Triple H, Vince McMahon, and Shane McMahon for the WWF Championship.
Brothers of Destruction.
What?
Who are those guys?
That's Kane and Undertaker.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, huh? How did The Rock and the Brothers of Destruction beat Triple H, Vince, and Shane for the WWF Championship?
That was, yeah.
I don't understand.
I remember that era. It was really convoluted all the time.
Yeah, it was like this crazy stuff going on all the time. But I don't really understand. Steven Butler's boys, MXM, Maximum Male Models, have been speaking with AEW and Ring of Honor in weeks. According to AEW sources, while it's not definite, the two have been discussed for appearance on the Ring of Honor brand. Okay, cool.
Mansoor and Massey.
They're part of an era I've never watched, so I don't really know anything about them other than what people said on the show. Are they good? Do you think they could do something somewhere?
There was a nice blown opportunity. Like I said, I was waiting for Rick Martel to come in with these guys, but Mansoor was the guy that only appeared on the Saudi shows.
Okay. I know the one guy now.
Yeah.
I don't know them.
And
I assume they couldn't use the gimmick, so they would probably be something completely different.
Massey was one of those guys, with Retribution. Was that Retribution?
Like with Mace and
Mace and Dijak and Mia Yim and
Troy was a big fan. He was going to get a tattoo sleeve of all the characters from the Retribution.
Still will probably.
Yeah, pretty rocking.
Viva
they all just look the same, like guys in hoodies and like masks.
This is Mace, and this is Windu, and this is.
People will be like, "Is that the Klan on your arm?" No, this is some other ass clowns. I don't.
This is Stiletto, and
no, Mace has a glowing left eye, not a glowing right eye. That's Windu. Sorry.
Didn't Donovan Dijak go somewhere else now?
He just got fired, I think.
Oh, all right. I thought he got signed by somebody.
Well, he got fired, and then I just saw earlier today it came out that he was he admitted to being a stooge for Fightful. He was feeding them like info. Well, fuck that guy then.
Yeah, he's always seemed like kind of a tool though, because he was one of those guys. He won the I forget what it used to be in Ring of Honor, but they would have a tournament with a bunch of young guys. Yeah, it was like 7 or 8 years ago. And it's like this tournament with a bunch of young guys that are just starting out. And he won that thing. And so then he stayed there for a minute. And then as soon as like somebody else made him an offer, he jumped ship and ran to the E. And I guess
it's really weird you mentioned that though, because I thought about this before. Is like guys that we grew up watching, you think of like having like these runs for for decades in the WWE, but it's like Honky Tonk Man had like a 4-year run or something, and like people had like 6 years and stuff. And then guys today have been around for like 12 years and they've done shit. And like they've done like nothing at all. Barely even been on TV.
Imagine the old guys back then being like, Bob Backlund, he's a champion, not this flash in the pan ultimate.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I remember people like that when I was a kid. It'd be like, and then if you look at older stuff, people always did this. It'd be like, Ric Flair took too many bumps. There was people who thought Harley Race took too many bumps and didn't sell enough. Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, the Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, and the people back then who like made fun of those older guys now today are the same way. They're like, these guys aren't wrestlers, they don't do this.
Yeah,
but
I think that group that went through that,
Yeah.
When I first be a little more sympathetic,
right? Exactly. When I first got online, Bruce, I remember listening to Lou Thesz used to be on IATA show with Meltzer, and I really got a kick out of it because it's a guy from like a totally other era, and so I'm listening to him, and I found him entertaining, but he's definitely like a curmudgeon. And I always remember someone called in and asked him for his opinion on Shawn Michaels, and he went, isn't he one of them there tumblers? He wouldn't even consider Shawn Michaels a wrestler. He was a tumbler, and I just found that so hilarious. It's like universally considered like the best wrestler of our generation, or at least up there, him and Bret Hart, and like he didn't even think he was a wrestler. It was very funny to me. He also had a theory, which I always found very interesting, is he said that you could trace like working back to the gladiator days, that like the gladiators were workers, like they weren't really trying to kill each other.
True.
I don't know how you would know this, but I like the idea.
Older, he remembers back in that day.
I kind of like
about that lion.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's not like out of the realm of possibility. It's like, like, well,
the lion could sell though.
Yeah, we'll hit each other and stuff, but we won't name each other so we can keep doing it. I don't know.
Yeah, you must have a lot of faith in somebody else, so you'd have to trust them a lot. Like, hey, I'm not going to stab you. Okay, dude, don't worry, I won't stab you either.
We got the trained lion.
Yeah.
It's like when the guys are wrestling bears later on.
That's what I always liked about
were Christians jobbers? They were the jobbers in the day.
Who was the guy that was the apples?
Johnny Appleseed.
It's like those guys are falling into lions' mouths. God.
Old wrestler Jack that he was
the guy squeezed the apples. Yeah, we had him on the show.
Nikolai Volkov?
No, you would crush apples in one hand.
Crush your Kukov?
No, this guy was like a legit wrestler. Like he had never lost a point in college.
Danny Hodge.
Danny Hodge.
Yep. Because he didn't give a shit about any of that. Like, people would bring up like the new guys and he'd be like, yeah, he's good. I like him. He just,
I like people like that today who are the same way you don't like look down on modern wrestling. Cody Rhodes, my number one red flag is a veteran saying, I'm just here to help the young guys. What are your thoughts? What I liked about that is that Jericho took that line and just said it in a promo on Dynamite. And I was like, I know that's super inside, but I did think that was pretty awesome. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Penta, by the way, I don't know if it's a red flag, but I do think it's kind of a dumb comment. Because I love Bryan Danielson, but he's like, I'm never going to get a title, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, at the very least, just don't say that, because it kind of makes you pointless on the show. Like, he has great matches, but if he doesn't want the title or anything, it's like, well, why is the guy even there then?
Yeah.
If you're watching a show, like an older guy, like when Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers, he would be like, I'm just here to help the other team win and look good. And I don't want to win another Super Bowl.
Yeah, help the young quarterbacks learn the ropes,
Why would we hire this guy?
And you think like Shango would feel like a big pile of shit then. Like, I lost to this guy and he doesn't even want to win anything.
Yeah, at least lie and say, I want to get the title. I don't think it's smart anyway. I mean, the idea of bringing in a big guy, a big name, is to, you know, put him in the big matches, and maybe he's not going to win the title, but don't tell everybody that. But Adam Copeland, when he's in the big matches, does come off like a big deal. When he's wrestling like that guy from like the Universal Blonde, what was it? The guy that blonde guy used to be in the collegiate team there with
can't remember. He used to tag with
Pillman Jr.
Yeah. He had like a double letter name. I can't remember. Bill.
Yeah,
like Griff Garrison.
Griff Garrison.
Yeah, it's exactly.
So he wrestled Griff Garrison in one of his first match, and it was like a long match, and they even had like kind of an angle where like Griff always, and I'm like, what is the point of this? Like,
Griff hasn't won a match in 2 years.
Yeah, and then you never saw him again. So it led nowhere. I've never seen him since. And it's like,
they knew they were screwed when Julia Hart like got spat in the face by Black and like took off. Then that was it for them.
Yeah. So the point is like, I guess it's nice that Griff Garrison got to wrestle one of his heroes.
Yeah.
But is it worth paying? And I'm not a guy that's fixated on what people are getting paid or whatever. But is there any point in paying Adam Copeland millions of dollars to come in and wrestle Griff Garrison so he feels nice, and then he never does anything ever again? Like, no, it's just pointless. And he only has a limited number of matches to begin with. Cliff.
Yeah.
Favorite memories of Dijak?
I think when Sammy Guevara like made fun of him because he was all pissed off that Sammy stole like his move that he stole from Kenta or somebody else, like, and he was like, "Yeah, wait till I see him. I'm gonna whoop his ass." And Sammy's like, "Yeah, okay, Chief. You know, you do that."
Stevie said Retribution. Now, if your favorite memory of someone is Retribution, I think that says a lot about that person.
Ring of Honor.
Got a bug crawling across my head. Up top here. Looks like Hangman Page will be returning soon. I can't wait. Says Nikhil. Yeah. I was someone who's really not a fan of his for a while, but his feud with Swerve, I thought, not only really elevated Swerve to become a main event guy, I thought it really rehabilitated Hangman.
Yep. Yeah, I always liked Hangman. I look forward to him coming back. I don't know what he's going to do. Do you think will he be a bad guy with the Elite, or?
I don't think so. I think he'll fight the Elite. Maybe he'll come back and with the thought like he's going to join them, and then he won't.
Okay, they'll be like, "Dude, we don't need you. You know, we got to."
No, I think they're going to be like, "We want you," and he's going to be like, he'll stand up against them. I think that's better for a baby face.
Yeah, he's always been kind of the fringe of the team anyway. Because remember, like when he was tag champ with Kenny Omega, and like he was part of them, but kind of on the outside looking in.
I guess. I mean, they are pretty heavy on baby faces though, because they got Swerve, MJF, Ospreay. Maybe they would need. I don't know. I guess it depends where if you need a heel or a baby face more. AEW hires former WCW star Glacier as a producer. Look.
Oh, okay. Producer, that's fine.
And a coach. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but. Do you really want Glacier like as a guy? Like, is this a guy that's really going to help someone put together a great match or a great segment?
What he did for Dijak, you know?
Just put
Glacier
his image on a bus as Glacier.
Like, you got to put down the snow and
blood runs cold.
Glacier,
that's the guy.
Oh my God. Isn't that there's no other veteran out there? Like, how about Ricky Morton? He probably needs a job.
Yeah. Him or
He knows how to.
Steamboat, any of those guys, you know.
And if you want a younger guy, like I don't know, it's probably lots of guys that I don't know. Like I know Chris Hero's already there, but someone like of that level.
Yeah, there's gotta be plenty of those guys. Like
Das Wunder Kid.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
great. Let's see here. Rachel McGee. What are your favorite memories of my grandpappy Sal McGee? Has he passed away? Big fan of all the McGees.
The McGees were a good family. They were right below the Von Erichs. You had the McGees.
Right.
Their parts were legendary.
Yeah, Rachel's gonna is bringing the family name back to prominence.
All right, good. That's.
I liked her music she sent in the other week. The Lexar. What's the name? WWE and the Indiana Sports Corporation made a deal to bring next year's Royal Rumble, a future SummerSlam, and WrestleMania to Lucas Oil Stadium. Are you intrigued? Oh boy, am I intrigued.
You know it. Lucas Oil is the best oil, I think.
Yeah, that's great.
I like their bottle that the oil comes in.
Really?
Yeah.
At the store.
The best.
Man, that's awesome. Parker Curry. Did Bray Wyatt die of a heart attack? Right? Or, I think so. I'm not positive, to be honest. I think he did. I think he had a heart attack at home and then died in his sleep, I believe. I think he had some kind of, not a pacemaker, but he had something that like, I think he had some kind of vest that when he would have, he'd have heart issues, it would like kick in and he had took it off to take a nap and he passed away, I think.
Like a defibrillator kind of thing?
Yeah, but it was one that he could take on and off. Wasn't like inside his chest, I guess. Last week on NXT, TNA stars Frankie Kazarian and Joe Hendry made appearance in the Contenders Battle Royal. Joe Hendry got a huge pop as fans were singing and clapping to his theme song. He get on the mic and said the WWE Universe believes in Joe Hendry. After that, he was the first person eliminated, which angered the fans, chanting bullshit.
Well, that's pretty stupid. Yeah. If he's like over with the fans, why would you pick him to be the first guy out?
Joe Hendry went to Shawn Michaels' face and he said, can you show up at any show? Said he can show up at any show. All he had to say is his name. Are you intrigued? I'm a big fan of Joe Hendry, so I'd like to see him do well.
Yep.
What kind of gimmick is that? Is he like a motivational speaker type of Tony Robbins character?
No.
He's like a
no.
British
He just does the fun.
Who does
he's a
music.
Scottish guy that he plays guitar and sings. And if you find some of his older, because he'd do like different videos, like his entrance videos, and he'd make fun of like whoever he was wrestling. He's got some great ones with I can't think of what they call the guy now. He's with the E now. I think he had a feud with the guy with the soccer mom hair.
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, yeah. He had a feud with him, I think, at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, I saw some of his older videos, and they're just like so beautifully like made. The sky, and he has like silk shirts on and
and a kilt a lot of the time. Yep.
It's like really, they're really funny and cool, but like really nicely made though too.
Oh yeah, he probably still does a good job with them. That current song, I think he started that one with Ring of Honor. One of my favorite Joe Hendry runs. He and Dalton Castle were going for the tag belts. They were a great team together. A lot of charisma.
Oh, AEW let him slip away, huh?
Yeah, he's definitely a guy they missed the boat on.
And then he's got a lot of good. If you want to watch like some good videos of him, who was the guy that was just in that 4-way tag match. Gabe Kidd. He does a great video of Gabe Kidd when they were both in Rev Pro in England. And he does the song to She's Always a Woman to Me. And the song's He's Always a Jobber to Me about Gabe Kidd. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I'll probably watch TNA some more. I'm really getting into this whole bloodline thing in NXT, so I think it's gonna be a battle of Wednesday for me.
Oh, okay.
Or Tuesday.
Where am I here?
All right, guys. Well, I think the old guy's gotta get going.
All right. Well, see you this week.
All right. I will talk to you crazy kids later. Everybody have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Anybody that didn't watch the pay-per-view, get it on the replay because it was fantastic.
Yeah, Tuesday, Troy and I will be going to see
Quiet
Place Day 1. Yes.
Well,
so you're not going to have no show on Tuesday?
Oh, we'll be back.
We're
going to go see that in the afternoon. We'll be back.
Yeah. We'll hit the mat and it's better.
Oh, okay.
All right. Good night, folks.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
I just meant I'll be seeing them then. That'll be the next time I see him. Let's see here. But yeah, I'll be. I don't know if Intra's on this week. If Intra's not on this week, I'll do the show Wednesday after Dynamite. But if he's on, we'll do the show Tuesday.
Cool.
Lexar. On another note, it's more about Joe. Look, I like Joe Hendry, but we don't need like 5 questions about him. Taz called out TNA star Jordan Grace for using his trademark line. He then went on a Twitter X to address the issue. I think he's really full of himself. I mean, she clearly was quoting him. She didn't like suddenly say, "This is now my line." She did the line, whatever, survive if I let you thing. And she was clearly, and she even said I was quoting, one of my heroes. And he went on some big tirade. I was like, dude, come on.
No, it wasn't really a tirade. I listened to him. I listened to what he was saying. And yeah, he was, he just,
Fuck Taz. That's what I say. Fuck Taz. Thinks he's some big shot.
Guy. Oh, he's so angry.
Lexar, Shane McMahon has contacted some AEW wrestlers. That's not exactly what happened. He did like an interview where he said that what happened was it was like a hypothetical, like it would be interesting if he came in, but he didn't like contact people like, hey, I want to come in here, but it would be interesting. I don't know. I'm very torn on I can't lie. Would I be interested to see what happened? Yes. But if I really think about it, I think it's a good idea. No, I don't think it'd be a good idea.
It's like disease into like
I don't want to see
right.
Like part of the reason I was happy AEW started was I was like, I didn't like WWE and I don't like McMahon type wrestling, and to see like a McMahon in the AEW, like, do I want to see that? I definitely don't want to see him wrestling. I hate Shane McMahon as a wrestler.
Yeah, Shane, jump off of that. Like
he's throwing these horrendous punches and stuff.
AEW.
Like, oh, Lord. Like if he came out and did like a promo, like if you have an interesting idea, maybe, I don't know, but I don't want to. I don't know. It's very strange.
Big show.
Shane. I can't lie. I would be. Yes, I would be intrigued. I would be intrigued to see what would happen. I can't lie. Would I have high hopes for it? No.
The Battle of the Rich Boy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really.
Shane McMahon versus Tony Khan.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whose first one will win?
Matt Hardy said that he and his brother Jeff want one more run in the WWE. Are you intrigued?
Nope.
No, not at all. But I think it would be nice if they had a send off in the WWE. Like I think they're past like having like an actual run anywhere.
They need to dress up like Chainsaw Charlie and Mankind and like get thrown in dumpsters.
I think no, I don't know. I think Matt would just shatter into pieces. I think if that would happen. I think Matt is far beyond like doing anything besides the delete stuff. If he wants like any long jet, like a long run of any kind, I think that's his best bet. Just doing the delete stuff. He doesn't really have to take bumps or anything. Jeff is I'm sorry, but he's just completely unreliable. And I'm for giving people second chances and stuff, but I mean, what's this, like the 50th chance or something? Like, I don't know. You can't really do much with them.
Well,
like
51's a charm.
Whoa. This is Matt Hardy. He's 49 years old.
And he looks like he's like 69. He can barely walk. And I don't like find that funny, but I find it sad when I see him trying to walk to the ring.
It's like a G.I. Joe where you like twist it and the rubber band breaks, and then
there's a little bit left. Like one more twist.
Sorry.
Yeah, that rubber band, that's like the equivalent of the broken back for the G.I. Joe.
Yeah. You know what, though? If you get a little screwdriver, you can fix it.
Yeah.
You get a rubber band and you got to wrap it up a few times and you can fix it.
Well, you know,
you can also buy those O-rings online now. The rubber part. You can fix your G.I. Joes.
Well, you know it's bad if he goes from G.I. Joe to Star Wars 80s action figure stiff.
Right,
yes.
The original GI, the original ones are the big ones, but the first line of the 6-inch ones, they didn't have the swivel. They had more than a GI than a Star Wars, but they moved the arm like this and they would just bend at the elbow, but they didn't have the swivel until the second series.
Yeah.
Yes.
People they're nostalgic for the Star Wars figures, but they really were kind of a shit figure, to be honest. Like, I grew up with them, I understand, but they weren't like a great action figure.
Well, you know, a Star Wars figure, they can take a hell of an arm drag and a judo flip.
The wrestling figures back in the day were really shit to play with. You had like big hunks of rubber, couldn't do shit. And then you had the guys that like all of them did like one move. You know, they had like the guys that you push down and they'd fly like this or like the elbow or something. But now they make all these great figures that have all these points of articulation. Yeah, see what? Even that's later. Yeah. And like now, like they can do all kinds of stuff. I'd be like, God damn! Why didn't they make these when I was a kid?
Yeah,
budget.
G.I. Joes were the best. Like
that's what I used. Yeah, I used the G.I. Joes for my wrestling figures because you could do all kinds of moves with them.
Like take them apart and like put them back together and make different people.
Oh, you did that? Yeah. That head was difficult to take off. I think you have to unscrew the torso to get the head off.
Yeah,
you take the screwdriver out of the back, and they're pretty easy to take apart. Then.
Yeah.
But we used to like smash them in between bricks, and then like so there'd be broken ones. So we'd take the broken ones and use the parts that were good.
Oh, instead of doing that, you could just unscrew the back.
Well, we did all of it. I don't know. We had a 5-gallon bucket full of just like.
Because so I had I probably shouldn't have done this because it might have been worse someday. But the mail away Sergeant Slaughter, he looked great, but he had these little skinny fucking legs that annoyed me. They were short and they were so skinny. But he had a really cool big upper body. So I took him apart and I put bigger legs on him because like this now he looks cooler. I don't want him wrestling with these little tiny skinny legs. But now it's not in the original one. And I had him in the mail away William Perry, which is pretty cool because he had like a bigger body because he was kind of fat.
Oh yeah, Refrigerated Perry was a mail-in deal.
Yeah. And he had a mace with like a football in the end.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was pretty cool. I liked him. The Remco AWA guys were pretty good to wrestle with, though. They were made like the knockoff He-Man guys.
He-Man, yeah.
I always felt bad for there was only a couple like Terry Gordy, so they were all like the jacked up He-Man bodies, all the same body, except for Terry Gordy. He was just like fat, and he was like skinny fat because he wasn't like a giant fat guy figure, the figure wise. So he looked like really terrible next to the other guys. Were all see like Baron von Raschke's fucking jacked, and Terry Gordy's just this like skinny fat dude. Like what the hell?
Wasn't a referee Jack too?
Yeah, I think Jerry Blackwell might have been. I don't know, Jerry. I kind of think the Jerry Blackwell one was ripped, to be honest. Let me look him up.
Yeah, the referee. There was a ripped referee too at one time, I think.
Who did you just say, Jerry? What was the name? Blackwell. I kind of think he was jacked for some reason.
That's weird because Jerry Blackwell's like.
I know. No, I think you're right. No, he was fat. He was fat too.
Yeah, he had to be.
Yeah, but he don't look. He looks like Jesus or something. He looks like a slightly out of shape Jesus. He's not like hugely fat. I'll get the.
He hated it all along the way.
I don't think anyone would even. If I just showed you this figure, I don't think you would ever guess this was Jerry Blackwell.
Let's see. I'm off screen. I'll come back.
Oh my god. That looks like a little person, kind of.
I guess Stan Hansen they also gave the fat body to. Stan Hansen? Why was Stan Hansen the fat ass? Stan Hansen looks like he's like 80 in the figure. So here's Stan Hansen and Blackwell. Well, tell me I've got too many figures. I mean, too many pictures here.
Wow.
Let me grab
Jesus, that's right.
Look. That's poor Stan Hansen. That's like Stan Hansen today.
Probably, yeah.
That's him because he ran over the belt.
Yeah, they probably, Vern's like, give him the fat body. We'll show him. Man, he looks like crap. I don't think I would have guessed either. If I saw those two figures, I don't think I would have any idea who Blackwell was supposed to be. Stan Hansen, I guess the mustache. Maybe I would eventually get to him, but I don't think I would have guessed Stan Hansen.
That looks like porno Stan
Hansen. That's why marketing is very important.
Like, here they were in the box. I didn't have them. I don't remember ever seeing
there. It's way better.
Imagine being a little kid and be like, I want that Jerry Blackwell figure.
That's not Jerry Blackwell.
Who's that? Wait, forget. I'll get the box. Wait a second. I'll get it one.
The Road Warriors were cool. They were all jacked. I remember all the ones I had were all jacked except for Terry Gordy.
Yeah.
But I'd never seen the Blackwell one.
Yeah.
Terry Gordy always remind me of like the uncle that I'd want to come over, be like, ah. It's like goofy uncle guy.
Yeah, they were cool though. Looking at them now, they're not too great looking, but they at the time I thought they looked good. Big Scott Hall, he's all jacked. All right, let's get back to these questions. Wrestling legend Two Cold Scorpio was arrested for stabbing. I don't want to laugh at that. Yeah, I saw you stab some dude.
What are your memories?
What's my favorite memories of stabbing? That's too bad. He says it was self-defense. I'm a big fan, so I hope he was. I'd hate to think of Too Cold just stabbing a dude.
Well,
but
he was
the Dark Side of the Ring, where he's just talking about wanting to. He brought like a knife with him to stab somebody, like on the tour of North Korea, Hawk, I think.
Oh yeah, Hawk.
Yeah, so if they play that in the trial, it's probably not going to do him any favors. They're like, you got a history of this, buddy.
Chicken or the egg, Too Cold Scorpio or New Jack? Which one came first?
Flashback. The guy was walking into the convenience store. He's like, "Ooh, what a rush!" And he just starts stabbing the dude.
Oh.
You wouldn't think you'd have, if you're a security guard, you'd have just like a big knife on you. I don't know, but I hope it's. I like the guy, but yeah, Chicken, who came first, the New Jack or? I like Too Cold, but New Jack is more. Not that Too Cold's not doesn't come off like a good guy, but New Jack, he could talk about like beating up an old man and stuff.
Talk about it. He did it.
I know, but then you hear him talking about it or slashing this like kid up, and you're like kind of laughing and like, yeah, hell yeah, New Jack.
I don't care if that motherfucker died. I tried to kill his ass.
And I'd laugh, but then afterwards I think about it. I'm like, what the fuck am I laughing about? It's like a psychopath.
Yeah, he was pretty crazy.
But there's something about him that you I think if he's there in front of you, you're just like, oh yeah, that's pretty funny, New Jack.
He was in the ring begging for his life, and I stabbed him.
I'm on your side, New Jack.
I stand the referee. I stab them all, damn it.
What is something you would need to see from WWE to become a regular viewer again? Well, the thing is, I do personally think once you stop watching a wrestling show, I think it's almost impossible to get back into it. Because when I stopped watching TNA, I just can never really bring myself to start watching it again. And even if I hear good stuff about WWE, and I'm not saying there isn't good stuff. Like I said, I really like the Bloodline stuff. It's just hard for me to get in the habit to like, I'm going to start watching the show regularly again. I think the 3 hours is a big turnoff too.
Well, they're kind of winning me back. Go ahead. Go first.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it. What?
I tried this week like I promised you guys I would.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed I'm not all hyped up to try it again tomorrow.
Well, there are things they have done. I am more likely to give it a shot without Vince McMahon running the show. That's a big plus for me. And Triple H run the show. That you could call me woke or whatever, but the idea of Vince running the show, it's like I don't really want to support this. So he's not there. I'm more likely to watch. I don't know. Punk made me tune into it, but then it really turned me off though. That first Punk promo.
Well, the end with me is NXT. Like as long as they keep NXT kind of how it's going now, they're trying to do the whole. To me, for looking at it from the outside, it looks like they're trying to go an AEW kind of Forbidden Door route.
How it used to be. Oh, I see what you're saying. We're bringing in like, yeah, that's interesting. But it used to be like. I used to think it was the best of the three shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like simple storytelling in wrestling where there was a point where I thought it was the best book show, NXT. This was pre-AEW. Because all the guys in NXT wanted to win the world title. All the tag teams wanted to win the tag belts. All the women wanted to win the women's belt. And I just think that's what wrestling should be. Do I like the blacked out stuff sometimes? Sure, but at the base of it, I like it that everyone's just trying to win the belt.
Yeah, and as long as they don't do
won matches, they moved up the card, and then it would lead to a title match, and it was just kind of basic stuff. And the matches were good, so I like. That's what I liked. That's what I like.
Yeah,
with like 20 belts, it becomes convoluted. Like.
There's way too many belts in wrestling right now. And then the idea of having more belts, I'm like, come on, guys.
I'm just tired. Two things I'm tired of in wrestling. I'm tired of invasion angles, and I'm tired of like company-wide threats. I'm talking about like a faction that pops up that threatens the whole company.
Right.
Maybe that could be once every 10 years, but
right.
But they can't just be like, oh, okay, well, here's the Wyatt Six, and here's the NWO, and here's the Bullet Club.
That's what I feel about the MCU. It's like it was kind of cool when you had like smaller villains. Like that's what I liked about the Netflix show. You have like the Kingpin. He's just trying to take over the city. But then you had Thanos, who was cool. But then after Thanos, every villain, it's like, well, they got to take over not even just the Earth. They got to take over the whole universe or the whole multiverse. And like, all right, like you can't have like 100 people that are just omnipotent and can just destroy the whole universe all the time. I don't know.
Well, it's like 24 syndrome. The TV show 24. It's like once they detonated the nuke in like I think season. Yeah.
It's like, what the hell do you have to do after that?
Exactly, and that was in like what season 2 or 3 or one of those. Once that happens, it's like everything else just kind of jumped the shark.
Yeah, because then it's back to like, oh shit, they're gonna, I don't know, stab a dude or something. Like, well, they dropped a nuclear bomb, asshole.
Right. Like, what big does it get after that?
Which really didn't lead to anything. Like they dropped it, but then like everything's just kind of like back to normal pretty much after that.
Right.
I think the world completely changes once they would drop a nuclear bomb in America. Like that.
Yeah. For free.
Yeah, just like, I want to win the Super Bowl next week.
Yeah, like especially like after. Well, I'm not going to bring up 2019, but yeah, you can imagine like a nuke would be way worse than that.
Right.
People would be everybody would be
change forever at that. Like I'm sure if I lived in Japan and decades ago, like it completely changed life.
Yeah.
For decades.
Yeah, Hiroshima. Yeah. Nagasaki. Well, it changed them biologically too. I mean, there was effects that happened after that. Radiation.
Yeah, I've seen Godzilla -1.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he comes around every once in a while.
That's a really good movie, by the way. But I don't want to make light of these terrible things.
Yeah.
Lexar, former WWE superstar Drew Gulak is going to return to independent wrestling with Beyond Wrestling Thursday, the 4th of July. At Eagle Hall in Worcester, Massachusetts. Are you going to go? Nope. And it's not, well, I mean, I wouldn't go on my way to see Drew Gulak, but Worcester is actually quite far from me. That's like that's over 2 hours away from me. Lexar, this happened. I'm on Cape Cod. Worcester's out in western Massachusetts. So that's like not real far. It's still like over 2 hours away from them. Lexar, what happened a few weeks ago? By the way, sorry, Geraldine invited me to Dynamite Wednesday in Buffalo, but she invited me Tuesday. I was like, well, I don't think I can make it out to Buffalo tomorrow. But so anyway, the point is, if you invite me somewhere, invite me like at least a week in advance. Lexar, this happened a few weeks ago, but thoughts on the book for the Sickos comment? This is really nothing to me. I don't know. Who cares? I don't know. I don't know. This is something I don't really think one way or the other about. It's just like a kind of a funny line to me, but I don't really care one way or the other. I'm not like, yeah, I'm a sicko, or I'm not like, you fucking asshole. I don't know. I don't really care. People say a lot of silly things. I don't know.
Yeah, that line, I didn't even trip until people started talking about it.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't really care. Lexar, what does Haktua mean? Come on, man.
Oh, I've been trying to escape that for days.
Yeah, I would be happy to never see another meme about this. I've had one day was not even really funny to me. It was like, okay. Then after that, I was like, enough. The only one that even made me kind of giggle a little bit was when they compared her to like Iron Sheik. I was like, okay, this one makes me laugh a little bit. But
I just thought about like the dude, like Hawk 2.
Like he's like the sequel to, he's like the new Road Warrior.
Yeah, the new Road. What's his name?
Hawk 2. We got Animal 2 and Hawk the sequel.
Yeah.
The new Hawk.
Ascension.
Animal 2.
What is that guy's name?
Doomer.
Laurinaitis.
Nah, that dude.
Actual brother.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Road Warriors 2000, the other guy.
Heidenreich.
Not Draws.
Heidenreich.
Heidenreich. Hawk 2. That's Hawk 2.
Hawk 2 Electric Boogaloo.
That is Hawk 2. That's my Hawk 2.
Heidenreich.
I was going to make a video about that, but
Do you think they dropped the ball on Heidenreich?
AKA owner of Michael Cole's ass.
Hell yeah. That was the best part about Michael Cole in that era. He was
That's
really
what was
scared.
going on in Vince's office.
Yeah.
It's like a regular occurrence.
Vince McMahon's office was steamy after that scene. He was like, yeah, hey, knock before you come in here, pal.
The way you do. What? So surprised you didn't put the title on him after that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, do that again next week. It's pretty good.
I bet he got one of the Dillo names.
We're pulling out the Heidenreich tonight, baby.
Maybe I have Michael Cole's head at the tip of it.
Do you think you ever used any of those on Linda?
Oh, Linda. Linda, I can. Oh man. Yeah, well, what is she doing these days? Is she going back in the office or at some point?
She's probably helping Trump on his campaign.
Oh.
There's probably someone where they used to live like goes by the name of Linda Smith. Manny, I don't know who that is. I'm Linda Smith. Nope.
Lexar, do you remember the Urban 90s sitcom theme Sister Sister?
Hell yeah.
That's Urban?
I love that show.
I've never heard of this.
Urban.
That was the twins, Tia. Yeah, Tia and Mallory. I wonder if they're gonna do like a new Gen Z remake with Brother.
I've never heard of this show. Sister Sister.
Will never be as good.
Well, they remade Full House or Fuller House. Yeah, that was.
Oh, so yeah. I don't remember. I see it now, but I don't remember this at all.
What's her name?
This must be one sitcom I actually never watched.
She's super hot. But Sister, they're really cute too now.
It was on 6 seasons.
I watched it all the time.
Yeah, I think that was that like CW or something like that. CW channel.
It started in '94. That would have been the year I graduated. So this was probably like I was probably too old. Not that like you had to be a kid, but it was probably like after I was really watching TV and stuff.
I was a freshman, so that was probably I was stuck at home, grounded.
I was out doing drugs.
Doing the drugs.
Playing D&D.
Yeah. I think that's about when Rift started. Like after Rifts came out, I just left D&D alone.
I never played Rift. I remember Annabelle actually is a Rift fan, but
oh wow, I like her more every day.
Dungeons. I play mostly Dungeons and Dragons, but we also played Champions, which is a superhero role playing game. Chill, which was a horror role playing game. Lots of board games and stuff, but for role playing game, it's mostly D&D. little bit.
Wait,
of
you mean
trivia.
Champions of the Galaxy?
No, just plain Champions.
Oh,
Champions of the
okay.
Galaxy is a wrestling game. That was fun.
Yeah.
I did have the WWF role playing game, which is really fun. They never put
What?
out. Yeah, it's really good actually. It came out, I don't know, the late '90s, or probably the mid '90s before the big boom, and then it's a really good game. And they had planned like expansions for it, but they never came out. I think because they had released it right before the boom, and then it was probably they probably couldn't get the licensing, I think, to do more of them. But it really it had almost nothing to do with WWF. It was really a wrestling role playing game, but it had WWF on it. So you made your own characters, and you'd either be heel or babyface, and then like you'd go up in there. It was a really good game. I actually have a bunch of character sheets that I scanned on my Facebook somewhere, because Troy, you would draw. It was the group was playing. Troy would draw all the pictures for the characters.
Any cool backstage stuff like plus 3D6 versus Roid Rage, or like plus 2 versus racism? Like if you're a black wrestler, something. Anything cool, nothing like that. Huh?
I'm just trying to see. Oh, I actually hear
It
something.
was still pretty kayfabe back then.
So here we go. I'll show you guys. Here's some of the characters that we made up. These aren't all of them. I have a ton of them upstairs somewhere. I don't know where they are exactly, but this is the Behemoth.
I love those old sheets. That's awesome.
When you get XP for throwing Tony Atlas's ribs out the window, out the car window.
This is actually one of my characters, the Behemoth. So that guy's cool. He's a big fat dude.
Oh, Jack, I remember you showed me this on Skype one night, and that's yeah, the bacon, the bacon.
Yeah, this is Danny Sullivan, who sadly actually passed away a couple of years ago. He was younger than me in a car accident. But this was one of Danny Sullivan's characters. Prisoner 187, the Natural Born Killer.
Wow, strength 70. What's the like high end? What's the highest?
You could go is 100, but 70 is
100. Okay. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
That's the kingpin with a mohawk, man.
Everyone's right. All the black guys are like one guy's a prisoner, and the other guy's a basketball.
Wow.
So this
what's his finisher? Did he drag you in the cell? Here, boy, go take that ass, boy.
Let me look. I think it does say finisher here. What was his finisher?
Finisher, the shower, soap drop.
It was a splash. It was a splash that he called the death row.
Yeah, death row. Oh, you got an afro.
This one's got the afro. This was Joey's character, who his nickname was Wee Wee. Isaiah.
So he got the afro.
So every time every time he would win, Joey would make his afro bigger. That's why it's like
he got the afro and the Wolverine sideburns. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So let's see.
Wow, that's pretty good detail. He got the double chin and everything. That's cool detail.
So
it'd be funny to make him undefeated and then like have to shave his afro if he loses.
Wow, 65
slam dunk, which was a running head slam. What were you saying, sir?
Sir. Oh, thank you, man. So the money is that like what he has in the bank, or is that per match? Because that's pretty good back in those days.
Every time you would win, you'd get more money.
Oh, okay. So he
buy stuff.
So he wasn't getting that per match back in kayfabe. I'd be like, wow, that's pretty good. 6,500.
He would buy a basketball because then he even says accessory item basketball, and he would give the basketball out before the match. So you'd have to pay for that, but you would get like fan points because you'd be giving something to the fans.
Wow.
Well, business skill is 40, man. So he's just getting reamed on his contracts. Like, okay, boy. Okay, check this out, boy. I mean, sir, we're gonna pay you the ribs and weed. Oh yeah, I'll take it. Like with 40, at least give the man 60 or 70 or something.
Let's see. Who is this character? I don't know who this was. What the hell? It says the player. So I don't know who wrote this, but it says Gib, the asshole, shitbag, cocksucking son of.
He said that on TV. Wow.
That's who his character was. It was Jason Gibbs, but someone must have wrote this other part on the name. But this is the Nephirite. I'm not really sure what this dude was supposed to be, but
I muted. I was letting the plane go by, but 40. He's not very tough though. He's 40.
Oh, he's a martial artist. His martial arts skills were high.
Oh yeah, 65. Yeah, he's Bruce Lee and it up in there.
All right, look at this dude.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
This is my cousin Ernie's character, Khan the Conqueror from Thailand.
Yeah, he's got the whole like. Is that offensive to say Fu Manchu?
Yeah, Fu Manchu. He's got a little derby. He was 6'11", 575 pounds.
6'11", 500. Wow, that's a giant. Vince should sign that guy up immediately.
I don't think they make people in Thailand that big.
No, we like moved all the heavy stuff when people needed shit moved.
We had a lot of super heavyweights in this wrestling promotion.
Is that his build sumo? Is that sumo?
Yeah. I
think and 24. He's 24 and he's like 575 pounds. Oh man, he probably got like LDL cholesterol is 300. like HDL is 2.
My cousin, people don't know, is half Thai. My aunt's from Thailand, so but he did not look like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
this is Tanya, which was actually Ernie's girlfriend. Fabio, the Queen of Mean. So this is kind of before its day. This was like a trans character.
Oh, like this is one wrestling game that came out on the Commodore 64. I forget what it was called, but their theme song was the whole dun 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 dun. And it was a character like that,
like Nutcracker.
Yeah. It was.
I see the Adam's apple. I like that.
Oh, detail. Yeah, attention to detail and the chin, the whole chin and the like chiseled jaw. Yeah. Yeah, like got the whole.
Porn. I know which one's a guy and a girl. I like switch.
Yeah.
This is Prime Mime from the tag team Mime Time. So there was a
Mime Time.
Hell yeah. He's a mime?
Yeah, it's Prime Mime, and I'm not sure what the other mime was, but it was the tag team Mime Time.
Is that like Crime Time but Mime Time?
Yeah, but this would have been pre-Crime Time because this is from 1994.
Oh wow, man! You probably had somebody that was stealing your ideas, man, and working for WWE now.
Yeah, 94. So this would have been the year I graduated. Here's another African American. This is the Rump Shaker.
The Rump. You come on, check, baby, 1, 2, 3. I would not want to see that. This guy come out to that song, he turns around, backs it up before at the entrance. You're like, oh no, turn the channel, please.
So far, the African American guys, we've got a criminal, a basketball player,
and a rump shaker. And in 1994, man, that's like right before the Attitude Era. So you're way over the quota, the black quota, man.
His finisher was the earthquake off the top rope that he called the rump bump.
He lands ass first, so he retired early. His tailbone probably cracked. So that. How much does he weigh?
Accessory item and hubcap necklace.
He's wearing a hubcap.
Yeah.
like they used it in the 70s when you would take hubcaps off of cars. Oh man,
Dayton rims or something.
6'1", 354 pounds.
This oh man.
Big fat ass.
Why don't you put a bucket of chicken in his hand when he comes out while you're at it, man? At that point.
Oh, here's another mime time. This is so it's Mega Mime and Prime Mime, the mime time. That was the tag team.
Now, I bet they had to get a manager because obviously they can't say anything, so they need a mouthpiece.
I don't know. I assume so, but I don't remember who. This is 94, so this is 30 years ago. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa. This is like some dead dude. Zool the Gatekeeper.
Zool? Like Ra's al Ghul? Oh, like Ghostbusters. It was the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper.
Right.
It's like somebody like shot a load all over his face or something.
No, I think it's a mask. I think it's like a mask, like it's all ripped apart.
I see. My bad.
Well, yeah. This was one of my characters, the Big Bopper. Very topical and
Hello, baby. We are what? I'll make you know what I like.
Another big man, 6'4", 383 pounds.
Man, you got monsters in this federation, man. Like no cruiserweights. It's all just a bunch of a federation of horses.
I believe he actually tagged with the Rump Shaker for a little bit, and they were the Rock and Rap connection.
The Rock and Rap. Oh, walk this way, talk this way. What's the Aerosmith and Run DMC?
My first Aerosmith by themselves.
It was like the first video I remember.
This is B's character. That's Troy's girlfriend, B. The Vegomatic from Ronco. So he's like a salesman, a door-to-door salesman who's 399 pounds.
Wow. Okay. Who's the lightest person in the Fed, dude? Like, who weighs the least?
Duck can go sideways in through a door.
Right. These guys are humongous.
Vince would have loved our group.
You gotta like fly them individually. You can't put them all on one plane, man. That'd be it.
All shitting in the bathtub like Andre. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That was a good one. Oh, but yeah, RP Andre.
Another big fat dude. We've got Malevolent Mel from the Habitat Halfway House. That was Brian's character.
Well, they're feeding him good in the halfway house.
I knew a guy who was like that before. He was a cool guy.
6'2", 367 pounds.
Wow, like man.
Everyone's like 400 pounds. Oh, here's just a big rip dude.
Hell yeah.
This is also Brian's character, the perfect weapon, Nathan Luger.
Okay, this guy is like you can tell he's juiced, man. He's been juicing.
Oh, look, family heritage. Lex Luger is his older brother, apparently.
Oh yeah,
guy's 2% body fat.
Disadvantage, foreign stigma. I think that means I hate foreigners.
Foreign stigma. That's a nice way of phrasing it.
Back in the day, you could just put that in a game.
It's like what you put on a job resume.
Here's a good looking dude. This is Deputy Dog.
Deputy Dog. So
he's 6'2", 260.
Okay, well that's a smaller guy, and that guy previously, man, he's got to be ripped in order to like pick up these big meat houses and slam those guys.
Sadly, I think that's the last one I have scanned. I'll have to try to find these and scan some more.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, I remember. So did you draw these? Refresh my memory. You drew these? Troy drew these. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, no, here's more. Are you up for looking at more?
Yeah. This is interesting. This should actually be like a show of its own, probably.
Because this is Malevolent Mel's partner, Mo.
You can make like Garbage Pail Kid cards out of them or something.
Also from the same halfway house.
I like that they have ketchup and mustard.
Yeah, mustard in his pocket. This is like an old hot dog, half-eaten hot dog in the other pocket.
Yeah, mustard.
All their stains are like yellow and red. Like,
yeah, a hot dog is about the only thing you can put like mustard on, man. Like mustard's good for nothing else but a hot dog, man. Can't.
It says he's 25.
Oh wow, that's a hard 25, man. Look at this poor guy. 25 in dog years, maybe, or something.
Yeah.
6'2", 333 pounds.
He lied to get into training.
Yeah. It looks like he's got like a full Norwood at 25. That's hard, dude. Like you lose your hair at 25. That's brutal.
Running leg drop, the Lego Mo was his finisher.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another big man. This is the Swine King from the Royal Pen.
The Swine King?
6'1", 497 pounds.
400. That guy, and he's called the Swine King. So what, is it like pork chops every night for dinner?
Yeah, exactly.
Like pulled pork sandwich for breakfast.
He's one of the older folks. He's 29.
Oh, 29. Wow, dude, these guys. Man, so at 18, you definitely work hard in this guy when you try to buy some alcohol and cigarettes, dude.
Swine splash, a vertical splash. That must be like the earthquake, just sitting down on a guy. A lot of just people sitting on people.
Yeah, well, these guys are good for it. He sit on a lot.
This one is Troy's character. I remember he was actually our world champion, and this is the Crusher, the Crusher Jr.
I like this. This is interesting.
So this is, if you remember the Crusher from the old Looney Tunes cartoon, this is the Crusher.
Yeah.
This
that's pretty good. He did a good. Yeah, this is a good rendition. I see it.
6'4", 318 pounds. Damn! Look at that strength, 85.
Wow, that guy's just tearing the roof off.
Business skill 25.
Oh well, he's getting the low end of the pay.
He did the torture rack, known as the Big Crusher.
Oh, with brute strength at 85, that torture rack, man, everyone's just injured.
Yeah,
instantly.
And technical skill 25, so he probably won't even know what he's doing. So he's probably hurting everybody.
Yeah, he's just stiffing people. They're not taking care of.
This is Ron Ricci's character. I don't even know who the hell Ron Ricci is. Ragnarok from Sweden.
Oh, he should be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Sweden.
50, not too great.
Those Nordics are pretty tough.
I would not think that this guy was the aerial wrestler. 255. He's like a lightweight in our federation.
Oh, well, maybe that's why he's aerial. He's light for that federation.
That's like junior heavyweight in our fed.
Yeah, definitely.
Marshall Cody.
Marshall Cody.
Dog.
Oh, I was thinking Eminem and Cody Rhodes to get put together, but I'm like, wait, this is 1994. So
he's 264, 6'3".
Yeah. That's a pretty. He's got the mustache. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I wouldn't trust that deputy dog. He looked kind of scruffy.
I like that he's squinting. He looks like Clint Eastwood or something.
Yeah.
Who's this dude? This is
like, where's my horse?
Jack Hammer from Brooklyn.
Jack Hammer. Jack the Hammer.
This is Mark Tony's character. He doesn't say his last name. I know who Mark is. 270. Mark is actually the guy that I told the story about who sent me the letter when Mr. Small, my neighbor, died. And he was like, ding dong, the old bastard's dead. You know the story? Oh,
the guy that stole your ball?
Yeah. Mark, who emailed me that.
Man,
I wrote in the background here, sometimes love just feels like a pile driver, I guess. But
pile driver. Oh, yeah.
So I think he's like a construction worker.
Sound like an orderly sound.
He's pretty basic dude, just a construction worker. Oh, wow, this guy's fucking weird looking. It's like, this is where Dr. Luther got his look from. Look, he's got the third eye and stuff.
Oh,
Dr. Luther stuff.
Wait, so you had this many people like in your neighborhood or in your friend circle that could like they each had a character that they can play?
Yeah, some people had multiple characters. Like this is another Joey character. But
oh, okay.
We'd all have a few different characters. This is the Dream Warrior, but there's a lot of people who played, yeah. This is
that's pretty cool.
From the Voodoo Tribe. He was like in a faction.
He was in a what?
He was in a faction called the Voodoo Tribe.
Oh, so it's kind of like what was that guy named Baron von Raschke?
Yeah, when he was the Baron.
Yeah, yeah, the guy with the iron claw.
What were you saying, Johnny?
It was more like Papa Shango, though.
Yeah. I like the third eye. Oh, I think this must be the leader of the voodoo. This is the Voodoo Child. This is one of Troy's characters.
Like Jimi Hendrix?
No, not really. Well, here's another African American, and he's
another one. Wow.
Yeah, he's
your federation was pretty progressive there, man. 1994.
Yeah, so we had the rapper, we had
the basketball player, the comic, the voodoo guy. You're just missing a gangster, man, and a pimp. Anybody that's listening to this, don't flag Jack. I'm black, so yeah. This isn't hate. So,
I like
just a disclaimer.
Disadvantage: fear of turning good. So I guess he could never. He'd always be a villain. He'd always be a heel. Never become a babyface.
Yeah.
He
must be another
pretty good.
Here's another part. The voodoo group was a big group. This is Damballa the Snake Lord.
Oh, Mbala with an A? You put the A on it?
Damballa.
Oh, Damballa. Oh, okay.
It's like so
Cobra. Mbala.
Yeah, they got a snake around him. He's looking pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Villain. Yeah.
This is Sheikh Ahmed Rahim.
Say that one more time.
This is Sheikh Ahmed Rahim.
I thought you said Sheik Cock the Ram or something. I'm like, Cock Ram, what? What does he do in the ring for a finisher?
His finisher is the Scud Missile, which was
oh, God, wow. Was he like? You might as well say he just throws like a barrel of oil at somebody in the ring. It's just, oh man, terrible. I'm sorry.
This is one of my characters. Dog out of here. Who's this? This is.
I'm gonna get myself kicked off the show.
This might be the lightest guy. He's 229. Professor Iosa from Japan.
Oh wow! Let's see. Well, okay, let me see if he got the super martial arts. His martial arts is probably off the chart.
660.
Like 660. Wow, no. So the other guy, the last guy was 40. The Sheik, his was 40, and and this guy is 60.
I wasn't really good at anything. Brawling, I guess, wasn't too bad.
Well, hey, he's probably got some mystic Eastern martial arts he can whip out on some of those big guys, man, and really put a hurting on them.
His finisher was the tsunami, a jumping spin kick.
The tsunami, yeah, they would have probably been like, well, actually, I'm thinking about Fukushima, but tsunami that actually saved Japan from the Mongol invasion. Like the Mongols tried to invade, and their whole fleet got wiped out by a tsunami. They called it the Divine Wind.
This is a Dan character. He's not. This one's not. Troy didn't color him in. This is Olaf the Toy Maker Svensson.
Hell yeah.
Olaf.
All those whittling tools and shit.
He's got like
that shit's sharp, man.
He's got like an airplane and like a truck. He's just got like toys that he drew, that he made. Let's see. Doesn't say accessories. His finisher was the teeter totter, a backslide. Oh man.
Blow like wood shavings in their face.
Or he can get like a wide six thing where he converts people by turning them into like toys, like that movie dolls. He turns them into like his toys. That's how he recruits for his faction.
Now he was just a polar bear, but I could see he was erased and became King Polar Bear. So I think he actually won our first King of the Ring.
Wait a minute. That's a real polar bear?
No, his name is King Polar Bear.
Oh, I'm about to say you guys had a he kind of looks like a Sasquatch, like maybe the Federation promoter was taking a trip to like the Himalayas or the Pacific Northwest, and he found a Sasquatch, and he brought it to wrestle. That's what like
6 foot, 373 pounds.
Oh wow. Yeah, Champions of the Galaxy used to do things like that. They had aliens in the Federation and robots and stuff. Yeah, this is pretty good.
This is Emperor Penguin. and he was
like a
5'7".
real emperor penguin.
Yeah, 5'7", 341 pounds.
5'7", 3.
short.
Wow, he's eating good.
I think they must have been a tag team. Emperor Penguin and King Polar Bear. His finish was the Penguin Plex. Oh, this is another.
That would be funny if it. It's funny if the penguin guy's legs were very short, like a penguin. That would be pretty cool.
Like the whole fish.
This is Lars the Candyman Svensson.
Lars.
So we had the one guy making.
Man, you get
this guy's coming out with chocolate bars.
They should just get a white van.
Yeah, you had a stack.
Like
guy that's a martial artist, I believe. The Kamikaze Kid from Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
You
guys had a stacked roster, man.
He's definitely the smallest, 205.
Oh, 205 live. There it is.
60 martial arts.
It's funny how prophetic. It's funny how prophetic a lot of this stuff was, man. You had like Mime Time and now 205. There was 205 live and Mime Time, Crime Time. Yeah.
It's checking out these character sheets right in the show.
Yeah. Vince is probably at home. Like, oh, my favorite show in your head. Oh, these are good. Just for my new company.
Playboy Rock Lockhorn.
Oh, is he smoking a pipe?
He's got a pipe and like a smoking jacket.
He looks like you have her.
Got a Playboy tattoo.
So was Flea just coming up with these?
With like bunny.
No. These are all different characters that each person would make up, but Troy would draw the pictures.
Oh, okay. Because if he was coming up with these and drawing them, that's like that guy's a one-man show.
So I think that's it of the one. There is a lot more though. I'll find them sometime. I'm sorry, Steve, if we chased you off. Yeah, I thought it was fun to look at.
Maybe wife called or something. He's probably.
Oh, it is 3:30.
Yeah, it's only 12:30 here. Here on the good old West Coast.
Yep.
And the airport's as busy as ever.
So that was 32 guys. Wow. I don't know how many total we have. Maybe I think there was more people, but maybe not. I don't know. That was a awful lot, I guess, 32.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Clapping.
Troy used to draw you guys too.
He used to draw who?
Dungeons and Dragons characters.
Oh, that's pretty good, man. That's yeah. Would have been cool if I had a big brother like that.
Yeah. Let's see. That might have been all the questions.
We had a role-playing game too, but we just rolled the dice.
Right.
I have a board game or anything.
Yeah.
Just made it up.
Here we go. Lexar, former daytime talk show host Ellen did. Look, if anyone out there didn't want to look at those character sheets, would you rather look at old wrestling character sheets from 30 years ago of wrestlers that me and my friends made up? Or do you want to ask questions about Ellen DeGeneres?
What? Is she even still around, Ellen DeGeneres?
Look, we got Olaf the candy maker here. The toy maker. Or Bruce Svensson. He's part of the Svensson group. Good Lord. Former daytime talk show host Ellen DeGeneres says she wants to return to do stand-up comedy.
Yippee.
Are you intrigued? We don't give a flying fuck.
No. Pay like $200 to go to an Ellen stand-up show. Yippee.
I don't think it's possible for me to carry less.
Yeah, I'm not pissed. I just could not care.
I gotta go to the pawn shop to go pay for some fucks to give.
You gotta go save up to go see Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
How often do you think about sex and your sexual fantasies?
Oh man. I'm 49. I don't think about sex much these days.
I thought you were a young man. I thought you were. Well, you are a young man. 49's still a young man.
I'm just black. We tend to not
Good
look our
luck,
age. Yeah. But yeah, I'm old with a capital D.
I've got a big raging erection right now under the table.
Oh wow! Push it, pull it.
I just love in your head that much.
Yeah, your table only has 3 legs. You're holding it up with.
I'd hate to hear Lexar's answer to this.
Something about slimy and socks and his mom.
What kind of fantasies do you think he has?
Ooh, Lexar.
I really want to know about.
Oh, could be a lot.
Might be able to get him to tell the cops.
Dobbs, song request. Can DJ Curly Bear play Dobbs Train by The Weeknd? I don't know if I have it saved or not. Let me check.
Oh, Curly Bear, give me that ass. I'll never pass.
Exactly.
Never pass.
I'll never pass. I'll never pass. Oh, shit. I don't think I have it saved here.
Didn't you make that song because 2 people in the message boards were making diss tracks towards each other? So you kind of just came in and made your own?
I still get emails from it because it's still ranked in the it actually, this is no joke. It went to #1 in the hip hop on whatever website that was on. It's still ranked. It's still ranked in the top like 5 hip hop of Cape Cod, which I don't know how many hip hop artists are on Cape Cod, but
just you.
And so I get emails once in a while to like I can submit it to like these different festivals. I never. I should just see. I should have done that just to see what the hell happened. But I think they want me to come perform it live or something.
Oh wow!
I think the idea of someone like is running some musical festival listening to that does make me laugh.
He probably wouldn't get. He said his dick is swollen, like Kenny Bolin. What's that?
Is that somebody the kids love today, Kenny Bolin?
This never pass. Did it make? Yeah, they'll probably make it to San Francisco. You're like, oh.
Lexar, what's your favorite 80s movies? Return of the Living Dead.
I just call them movies.
What was that movie with Charlie Sheen with the black car? Like he got beat to death and then what was it? Well, it was a movie where it was from the 80s, and I think it's Charlie Sheen, but he got beat to death, and then like he came back in a black car.
It's got the guy who played Ice Cream Man. It's got his brother's real famous.
Yeah, all I know is the black car and Charlie Sheen.
Okay. God, who's the guy who played Opie?
Opie
Taylor.
Ron Howard.
I mean, yeah, Ron Howard. It's got his brother. What's his name? Clint Howard. Clint Howard's in that movie.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah, I just remember the car.
It's like a gold BMW or something.
The car was black. It was like a black car, and he would the people that took him out, he would like challenge them to races, and like when they would go around the bend, his car would be there, and they would crash into it, and they would themselves pass away.
Oh,
yeah. I can't say the exact words because YouTube is weird these days. You can't say the K word or
the Wraith.
Yeah, the Wraith. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got Clint Howard. I know it because Clint Howard's awesome. I'm a big Clint Howard.
Yeah, I was
about the Robert Downey Jr. movie where he does like a whole bunch of coke and then he like gets in a car.
Oh, Less Than Zero.
Yeah, it's like and he's like young and he's like, oh, like,
Yeah, I think he was. He had his face in somebody's lap in that movie. That was traumatizing to see back then. I was like,
Ron
whoa.
Howard's brother.
Here's Clint Howard in the Wraith.
Yeah,
I didn't know they were related. Like Ron Howard's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clint Howard's been on Without Your Head. It's a fun interview.
He's got a book now.
What?
He's got a book, I think.
Oh, he does? I'd like to get him back on. He's really fun.
Yeah, you should try.
Alexa, instead of a debate, would you like to see Donald Trump and Joe Biden face off in a no rope barbed wire pits of hell, 10,000 sometimes double hell cage of death?
I don't think blood would come out or anything. I don't know. Like,
from the looks of them, I don't think they're going to be taking very good bumps.
I can definitely move faster. My win will be really huge. Really huge.
That was the most animated they got when they were fighting over who a better golfer was.
I think after a certain age, if you take a bump, your shoes fly off. Like, it's entertaining.
Jonathan Jackson wants to know, when was the last time someone... Jonathan Jackson!
I am for real. There's no meant to make it. Go ahead.
When was the last time someone entered your forbidden door?
Man, it's been too long.
And what was your favorite memory? He
I've had to enter my own forbidden door.
In the naughty hole.
Oh, I get it. The
butthole.
In your butt.
For everybody.
IYB.
Anyone out there doing some rump shaking?
Trick, baby, one. Yeah.
Man, I think that's all the questions.
What's your favorite moment of the time the questions ran out?
I think every time they run out, it's my favorite. No, yeah. I love the Headyverse, and I appreciate all these questions.
So do the bulk of those questions come from Lexar?
Nikhil and Lexar, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Big thanks to our sponsors, El Santos World, Josh Richards, Brian Kletar, and Matthew. Not Matthew, but Matthew too. What the hell, Matthew? And Coast LPA.
Also known as Coast IYH.
Hell yeah, Coast IYH. I think he's going to change the name legally.
Yeah, it's going to be on my ID. I get pulled over. Be like, hey, I listened to that show.
Yeah, you're not with the crime. They're like, go ahead.
Hey, you're not from West Virginia. You're like, nah, that's not me. That's someone else.
And also shout to Hall of Famers Ricky Ferguson, Nick Dingos, Vic Schiavone, Wonder Bros GT, and Steven Simmons. What were you about to say, Mr. Bruce?
Oh, I don't know, but I was gonna say the cop could say but I do smell shit in your pants. Anyway, sorry.
Dookie! That's what.
Oh man, Itcher's gonna be mad. He hears that.
My bad. Thanks for asking, Jack.
Getting a Christmas card from West Virginia.
To my knowledge, I don't remember Incher ever pooping his pants when we were at a family. Unless he kept it a secret from me. Which is possible, I guess.
Well, I think I remember you saying where the WV came from. You said you were reading some message board from people there, and they all were talking about it.
So what happened? This is what happened. Incher used to talk about shitting himself a lot on the show.
What?
Like several times it came up that he shit his pants. And then a friend of mine on Facebook talked about shitting his pants, and he was also West Virginia. And then another guy I knew said the same thing. And so I was just on the show. I was like, is this just something that all you guys do in the WV? You just shit your pants? Like, is it
okay. Okay, I thought I remembered it, but and that's funnier.
And then there was. Do you remember the Brown Bombers? This was, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. There was this. It was like Tough Man or something, and the guy got knocked out and he shit himself in the ring all over. It was like MMA. And then it's like, God damn it, the guy ended up being from West Virginia. It's like a viral video.
Oh, yeah, and then you guys made a logo of it, like the WV and the text was brown and stuff.
I did like a cartoon one of Incher. And then Jason actually sent me. I actually was almost wore it because I was looking for a wrestling shirt tonight, and I have it upstairs. It's the WV. It's all brown.
Yeah, I remember that design. It's a good design.
Man. Okay. So we got Ahmed Johnson next week. Is that?
I have to figure out when exactly, but yeah, I want him. I'd like to have him on when I know Incher will be on.
Oh, okay.
Not this week because I'll be on the show, but it'll be a little late.
Oh,
I won't be late. I won't be late, but I'll be going out during the day, so I'd rather a day when I have the day to prepare and stuff. But we'll figure it out. But he'll be on.
So that's interesting. That's interesting. So he's cool like that. Then you guys can put him on standby, and he'll just be open.
Yeah, he told me just call him up the day before.
Oh, okay.
Man,
do you didn't give him? He's what?
He's old. He's probably just sitting around his house, being like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat some crackers today."
I'm not going to impersonate him because he's going to be a guest. So I'm going to be cool. No, not you. I'm just saying. Usually I impersonate people, but I'm not going to do that. He might listen and be like, "Hey, who's that guy that was talking shit?" Like, no, Mister. Nah. I was.
Oh my God! I've never seen that one.
There it is.
That's awesome.
I don't know why he's not a fan. I think it's pretty cool.
Well, it would be kind of like it'd be kind of like if you guys made a San Francisco T-shirt and it was some homeless guy bent over with his ass out and stuff, and that was. They'd be like,
the coaster.
Yeah, the coach shirt. Like we get a lot of that out here, man. Like the homeless that they're like zonked out off fentanyl and they're like leaning over. They're leaning all the way back or they're leaning all the way bent over. And yeah, it's a pathetic sight to say the least.
Whoa, I don't remember this one either.
That's funny though.
Hold on one sec. I don't remember this one. The WV 316. I just shit my pants. Look, it's an official WWE licensed shirt.
The shirt is see, this is a black shirt, but if it's shit in your pants, then that means there's actually blood in his bowels because blood in your stool. Like when your stool is black, that means your stomach is bleeding. So that's actually that shirt is actually implicating poor. So this is actually like a dark shirt in terms of color and like implication. So it's like, oh, this guy should probably go to the doctor.
Man, I'm trying to see if there's so this was a big highlight for me. This was in 2022. My favorite memory of the WV, I guess, is the WV was officially added to
Urban Dictionary?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The WV, when someone in West Virginia shits their pants because of being too lazy to go to the bathroom. Either accidentally or intentionally if they can't be bothered. For example, JD was getting close to his high score in his favorite pinball machine and had to take a dump. He decided to do the WV and just shit his pants instead.
like it just happens casually. Usually when you shit your pants, you're en route to the bathroom, but you don't quite get there in time, or someone's like preventing you from getting there. Like it was just like, hey.
In November of 2022 by some guy named Nasty Neil Lee, whoever that would be. Sounds like a pretty cool guy.
I wonder who that was. Someone's framing you, or
exactly. But interesting.
Gee whiz, a lot of people taking the red-eye flights tonight. Jeez. Like, nobody wants to fly in the day.
Here's some early AI. AI's come a long way. This is some AI from a couple years ago, I guess. I did AI renditions of the WV.
Oh man, let's see this.
Pretty weird as hell. AI's a lot better now.
Like shit blood all over the ground or something.
Like some kind of mutant.
Or he was like skinning a deer, like draining a deer out or something.
Like Vince is, they're probably trying to like stop Vince from calling into the show. Like I gotta get on that show. I got something to add to that.
Next thing you know, you turn on WWE and there's a West Virginia character.
Good shit, pal.
You take me to Dookie Town.
Oh, you late to see.
I don't know where this came from, but this is a picture I found on the Facebook group.
Well,
I don't know what's that.
Times two.
And they're like in a bathtub filled with Nintendo cartridges.
Oh yeah.
ET cartridge. It's the same. Oh no, and Nintendo. Oh,
Yeah.
Let's Incher's little brother with him in the bathtub.
I'm thinking about Atari 2600, where they just buried all the ET cartridges in the desert.
All right. Well, enough of that.
I got that game. Fun. All I can do is make the plant grow.
Yeah, like I couldn't get past it either. I was like, let me play Pitfall.
Yep.
Yeah, that. Go on. What are you saying?
I just said, yep.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I like playing Zork better and Zach McCracken and all that. That was Maniac Mansion.
Well, I had a good time. I know it was a weird time to do a show, but I had fun. Glad you guys came out. It's good to see my buddy Bruce and Ludite and Coast and Steven and my brother the Flea.
Yeah.
I love the Headyverse.
Yeah, buddy.
We'll be back Tuesday at our regular time. I'm pretty sure it'll be Tuesday. I think it should be back this week. So it'll be on Tuesday. We'll probably talk about the pay-per-view again, see what Incher thought of it. And then we'll talk about the wrestling. Maybe I'll try to watch no promises. Maybe I'll try to watch Raw and see what's going on.
It's going to be a tight week of broadcasts. You got this show tonight, then you got Tuesday in your head, and then if not Wednesday, and then Thursday is without your head.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm doing Without Your Head Wednesday because
the
4th of July.
Oh, okay. Oh wow, yeah, it's going to be tight broadcast week, man. You got to drink that honey lemon tea, get your vocal cords good.
So yeah, so Wednesday is Danny Hassel and Lisa Wilcox from A Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5. That'll be a special Wednesday edition of Without Your Head. That'll be cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't want to book guests for the 4th of July.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised the numbers were good on the last Without Your Head with the debate going on. You know,
yeah, I know. I didn't think about it at the time, but yeah, there for Adam Green.
Yeah, I mean, I listened. I was listening to both and stuff, but I would type in the chat room and say, "Hey, I'm here, just listening to both."
I was just slamming my head in the door. I forgot that you were on. So I should have watched you instead of
it was either listening to the show or slamming your head in You could have looked up some Ellen DeGeneres tickets.
Ooh. Yeah.
What goes through Lexar's head? It's like sexual deviancy, death wrestling, and Ellen DeGeneres.
It's a blissful world in that guy's mind.
It was from the 90s.
You know, the simple pleasures of life are the best oftentimes, man.
All right, so we'll be back next week. Thanks, everybody. This was fun. Always have a good time. Hit the like button. Subscribe, share it out to your buddies, your friends, your amigos, your compadres, and if you can, I understand not everyone can, but if you can, help support the show. Join the Headyverse. Starts only $3 a month, or you can Venmo Headyverse over here, and you can help us out, and we would appreciate it. And a big thanks to our producers, El Santos World, Josh Richards, Brian Matthew Clutter, and Coast IYH.
IYH, yeah, that's me. The coast to toast.
Coast to coast.
We're on the most.
If anyone out there, by the way, again, take a picture, everybody out there. I want a picture and hold up an in your head sign of any kind. You can be creative, do whatever you want. You could even Photoshop it, but put in your head or Headyverse somewhere in the photo, in your head #1, whatever. I love the Headyverse, anything like that. Like I said, be creative. Message me on Facebook or email it to iyhwrestling@gmail.com. and I will use it in an upcoming new opener for the show.
Bonus if you do it at a wrestling show.
Yeah, unfortunately, someone out there is being a little weird. So we'll have a new opening, but whatever. We'll be back next week, and we'll talk to you all. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And a fight, fight, fight. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre was great. He was not bad. A great big heart and a great big man. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant.
From Grenoble, France.
Booyah! Hibba-nagga-ha! Oh man, is that the rump shaker over there? Is that Isaiah Superstar Jones?
Yeah, the rump shaker. Yeah.
All right. Oh, look at that. I like the googly eyes on Bruce. That's a good
I
look.
drew this during Andre the Giant.
I approve.
Oh.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys later. Honestly, thank you guys for joining me. It's always a fun time, and I do love the Headyverse. That's just not me saying it. It's from the heart. All right. We'll see.
It's the truth.
Was that right?
There's some potential lyrics in here.
All right, very good. I'll look. I'll also send you some notes, like some stuff we want to include. And we'll work through it and make something cool. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Bye.
Yeah. Props to you, bro.